Bell. Sonic. Three, two, one, go! Isabel Sonic. Three, two, one, go!
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Diamond Dust number 2. We are on the side stream setup. It's Rod, it's my good friend Gamma. We're about to bring you the quad stream action. That's right, because one stream just wasn't enough. We got to do it 3 more times, and I'm super excited to do this. How you feeling, man?
I'm very excited. I mean, there's been a lot of great sets already going on today. One of our first sets did finish up with Zandomo and Poison Jam. You've seen Zandomo winning with a 3-1, actually starting that set with almost 2 stocks without taking damage in that first game. But it was looking a little bit closer between the two. It looks like we got some other sets going on. Rob Thas looking like it may go potentially to a Game 5, but Thas has been making a comeback after the 3-stock that Rob had earlier.
Oh, nice.
And Springy and Twitchy, I think, is going deep too.
Yeah, I was actually talking about Twitchy last night, because they actually made it pretty far, if I'm not mistaken, like trying to qualify for top 32. And then ended up getting knocked out, and I just couldn't help but to feel like the losers bracket just got that much more dangerous. Twitchy's very, very good.
Definitely. That was on the side stream earlier in the day, and Twitchy also being a top 8 seed, very scary to run into for your first round in top 32. But when you're playing Sonic, I mean, Isabel Sonic, I feel like you have the upper hand, but at the same time, it's a top 8 seed, so there's a lot on the line here.
Yeah, there most certainly is. You know, you get extra games in top 8, or if you're going to be able to just stay comfortable on that winner side, it really all comes down to you. And yeah, I'm actually really interested in this Rob Thas, am I saying that right, Thas match?
I believe so, you are saying that right. So I think it's been going back and forth between the two players in games. It hasn't been a reverse 3-0 situation. And pretty interesting stage choices, and I don't know. I feel like they played maybe 1 or 2 games here on PS2, but I did see some small battlefield earlier in that set. This is going pretty deep for Rob, but not trying to not finding the kill right there.
Not in the way that, Snake is typically used to, setting up. Usually, like, I'll try to bait the air dodge in, maybe try to catch you with forward air, but, like, the down air, string is just really awesome to see, especially as I'm, like, resetting the Star Fox characters that much further away from the ledge. Those little things that kind of, tack up over time, but up tilt's getting it done. Yeah,
those multi-hits just being sticking up for a long time against the Firefox. The up tilt being very fast to get that kill, and the up smash also reaching on the platform, bringing it back to even for them. You're seeing right here, just kind of the mix-up between the two, just trying to find their combos to start up the percent, because Fox, I think, is in a dangerous situation because of how much damage Snake can rack up in a small amount of time.
Oh, yeah.
So you really have to make your combos count when you're playing against this character.
And you really got to make sure they're airtight, too, because if there's any gap in there where he can pull a grenade, I mean, the whole plan just, goes to heck. So you know how it all goes, man. It's looking really good right now, though. 2 stocks apiece, of course. Not super, leaning in the favor of either side. But, again, if you keep eating these dares out of shield, you're going to eat a lot more percent than probably what you need to. And I get it.
Yeah, and it's really scary if you're fast and you're thrown off stage like this here. Nikita being able to chase you on your recovery. Great tech coming in. There's that downer once again. Trying to catch these Firefoxes, but Thas hangs on. But staying off stage is Fox against a character like Snake, where he has that disjoint of Nikita, and that's very safe for him to be able to contest your recovery. It's just so hard to deal with as his character.
I think Snake, is unfortunately for your opponents at their most dangerous when they are comfortable fighting up close and personal, but they also know the times and the points to, to disengage and to lean into, the special attacks. And I think we're seeing that just beautifully done right here, You dash attack on shield is a great option in Fox's toolkit, but if you miss or if you don't go to the other side of me, I'm going to downer out of shield every time. It's very good, or even just a raw downer too. I mean, the first stomp is like 3 frames, so I mean, I'm going to connect when it lands.
Yeah, definitely. And when you're at that early percentage Thas, Fox being a very gimpful character, you can lose that first stock, really fast at a low percent, and then it's just over from there. So you really have to watch out if you're trying to look for that kill. We did see Thas be able to push this to a last stock situation here, but you really want to have that lead against Snake in just any situation.
No, 100%, 100%. Yeah, I mean, you're pretty much like playing a mini game versus Snake. The minute you fall short of a stock, I mean, the task at hand just becomes that much more difficult. So very similar to what we're seeing over here too on the right side with Isabelle and Sonic. Sonic's a very similar character comprised of some interesting ingredients. I'm going to use that word, but one thing's for sure, when him and Snake both get the lead, is not a good time for you.
Yeah, definitely not. And it looks like Rob Thas is closing up very soon. Rob in the driver's seat to close out the set in losers round 1. Thas might be able to make it back, but these Nikitas, you can only take so many before you're just out right now. The Shine not being able to stall him long enough. And he has to illusion. Going the wrong way. He gets another chance at life. But gets chased once again by the Nikita. Rob doing such a great job of being able to close out that edge guard for the set in a Game 5 scary situation.
Yeah, I got to be honest. There's just so many areas, I think, in the Snake-Fox, matchup where it's very similar to Ness, where I have to find these gaps between what Snake can and can't do, and I have to be able to maybe fine-tune my combos either up or down in accordance to him being able to pull a grenade. And I just feel like even those moments where we're able to break the zone, he's in setup shop, I got C4, I got everything all over the place, you still get in, then you lose to CQC, and it's like either I eat a grenade or I eat a forward tilt. I mean, both suck, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly. It's
what
like,
do I do?
Pick your path, and it's the same one, which is just lose a stock,
Lose a stock, man.
It's a hard matchup for a lot of characters. I know from experience myself, but it's just part of the character. If you're able to get through that kind of line of defense and really break down Snake, you might be able to win during that, but it's just a hard-fought battle, long sets, and this character's already used to it because they're playing every long set for this.
Yes, that's right. Every match is going to be a long match for sure. Same could be said right here, but really between either of these two games. We have 2 Sonic matches here, and I'm really curious to see, the Isabelle gameplay. I'm going to be honest with you. I wasn't a firm believer of the character, and to some varying degree, I still kind of have my doubts, but I think this is one of the few like bottom tier characters, and I'm saying this in air quotes, where if the right player is piloting her, she can be very dangerous. I watched Max Ketchum. I looked with him for about 2.5 years, and I watched him play Isabel for fun. There's nothing fun about his Isabel. This character kind of cracked in the right hands.
I do want to bring up something about earlier in this set with Twitchy is that Twitchy, in order to win game 2, had a Lloyd on the left side of Battlefield, I believe, and Springy did a spin dash jump straight into the Lloyd rocket that Twitchy was nowhere near, and Twitchy was able to confirm with the up air kill confirm.
Yeah, with the
and it's just that
too.
trapping that you don't expect from a character like Isabel compared to something like what we saw with Snake, where he's known for trapping, he's known for flow charting into you're going to go for this bad option that I'm prepared for. Like, you don't think that Isabel is going to be that character that, plans 5 steps ahead for your death.
Well, she has to. Then buttons actually aren't bad up close. Her arrows are very safe on shield. I mean, you're going to see a lot of short hop nair on the approach. You're going to see a lot of jab smash attack, particularly probably jab F smash or down smash. But then you also have, if I'm not mistaken, she's one of the few characters in the game whose buttons are plus on shield too. It's her, like Mega Man. Both the Ice Climbers together have moves that hit like that. There it is right there, jab into F smash. So she's a lot more dangerous up close than people want to give her credit for. But she obviously has her flaws. Sonic, of course, not disjointed, so he's not in possession of any of those flaws needed to beat her.
Definitely, it's definitely that like airspeed and kind of linear-ish recovery with the balloons that causes her to have that downfall. Because if she had a better recovery and that airspeed, she would be a monster up close. And let's not forget about the fishing rod as well,
oh, God,
being a great disjoint off stage, covering ledge recoveries that are normally fairly safe. When I think of it was K. Rool, I believe, that she lost to yesterday, but being able to contest the up B of K. Rool without trading with the copter is something very strong that a lot of characters don't have.
Yeah, he's one of the few characters that are very hard to spike, for different reasons than others, but I think like him and Game & Watch are probably top 5 characters hardest to spike in the game, if I'm not mistaken. Like when they leave their feet, like there's just nothing you're doing about that,
Yeah, definitely.
Great stuff right here. We got Shiny Mark getting ready to throw down here on the opposite side. I like this.
Yeah, this is one of our first winners match, I think, on side stream against Zuri, being a Bayonetta player that had a game 5 that was really close against Mr. Monday yesterday, I believe, in early winners.
Okay.
I'm not sure. I don't think it was the qualifier for winners top 32, but it was earlier in that pool that was looking a little bit dicey. I believe it was a verse 3-0. So
oh, shoot.
Definitely being able to have that comeback factor. We'll see how they do against Shiny Mark being our number 2 seed at this event. Pikachu, well known for a lot of coin boxes, or online coin boxes, facing Sonics specifically. So very well known in that regard.
Oh yeah, Shiny Mark, of course, is the best Pikachu in the business at this point in time at the game. So, and definitely proving that theory true. Has the stats to back it up, and is proving it right now versus Zuri. Now, of course, Zuri no slouch at all. There's the up tilt right to the back here. That right there is Bayonetta's bread and butter. She's going to find that every day of the weekend, and of course probably twice on this wonderful Sunday of ours.
Oh, definitely. Like, you just got to be able to get that. Just know your kill confirms, especially with this character, where if they fall out of that percent range where a lot of those kill confirms don't work, just, the back air just being a good catch to find these kills. But against Pikachu being kind of a smaller character known for pancaking, might be a little bit harder in that regard.
Oh, yeah. No doubt about that. We got to adjust the combos a little bit. We're probably going to see more down tilt for Bayonetta, when it comes to approaching. And maybe if you can try to catch like a quick attack or like a short hop something, then you can catch with up air. But it is Pikachu, Shiny Mark catching you off stage with that down air.
Yeah, that's the one thing that you bring up about the quick attack. A lot of Pikachus like to either go to ledge or go right to like the center stage with quick attack, and it's such a hard move to catch, not only because of how small it is, but because it has the hitbox that can mess up your attack right as you're trying to hit him.
Absolutely.
So having to deal with that, and if you're able to get those hits, like that can get you a lot in this matchup against this character. But being able to close out that stock there, back to 2 apiece, and we'll see kind of how they're going now that they're even percents once again.
Yep. Trying to see how this one is all going to, shake out. Kind of disengaging from the match here, and for good reason, of course. It's one thing we see at Bayonetta, and then it's another thing we see at Bayonetta whose combos are where they're supposed to be. But when you see a Bayonetta that knows how to combo both big characters and small characters, that's the one that I feel like is the most dangerous in the room. And I feel like Shiny Mark just kind of backing off a little bit, using that Thunder Jolt just to try to keep Zuri at bay.
But if you throw out those T-Jolts and get a little bit too comfortable, we saw the Witch Time happen earlier, so
Yep.
Shiny Mark can't really rely on that as much as he can in other matchups. What a great tech into the up tilt. Did not get a conversion off anything, but it was looking a little dicey there for Zuri if they didn't get that.
It most certainly was. You know, I like how both sides play really good too on these top platforms. So you don't have a lot of space really to make magic happen. And smart right there on Shiny Mark to try to go for like the fall away down there on Shield just to try to, you know, keep Shuri on their toes. But Zuri doing good right now. Again, backing off, pretty strong lead. I could lean into Bullet Arts, but I'm probably just going to, you know, keep threatening with Witch Time. I don't want to stale it out, but I will if I have to.
Definitely, yeah. They're not going for it every time, but also the patience from both players not to overextend. And here comes the F smash from the jab lock, getting Zuri to lose the lead right here. And Shiny Mark's been doing a lot of this under the stage, you know, small battlefield, and Bayonetta really can't follow in a safe way, I think. So it's, oh wow, what a down air. But like, yeah, you can't really go underneath stage against that. And Shiny Mark is going to be using that a lot, I think, of this set.
Oh, 100%. I mean, just any opportunity you get, I think, to like reset on Bayonetta, you got to take nothing off the back here. We're not in that percent window anymore, but we should still see the threat of it. It's pretty safe on Shield being -5, so want to see more back here tossed out in the corner if possible.
Surprised we didn't see a jab block. Once again, maybe Shiny Mark was not expecting the tech to be missed.
Yeah.
But that could have been curtains right there with that amount of rage for Bayonetta. Seeing right here, yeah, Shiny Mark playing really cautious, not wanting to lose the second stock here, but Zuri also not wanting to overextend, knowing that if they, you know, overextend just a little bit, Pikachu could end their stock right here with a back air.
Yeah, and also, you know, Bayonetta, very easy lady to combo in, like, the sense of, like, her size. You know, obviously she does have bats within and Witch Time, so, of course, that kind of throws a wrench in the plan, but she is a lady that is easy to smack around off stage, especially when, you know, she's in the, you know, when she's trying to recover and come back. You know, Pikachu has just a quick enough frame data really just to, you know, make Bayonetta's life hell off stage. Zuri, of course, very well aware of it, but dishing out a little bit of damage on their own. Okay, couldn't get the up tilt.
Didn't go quite the right way, but Shiny Mark was playing on the ledge a little bit too much with the regrabs, and Zuri was able to try and go for something a little bit there, but did not find it.
No, unfortunately did not.
And that's the thing about Bayonetta too. Like, with this amount of rage, you know, you can go from 0 to death being carried off the stage if you get caught in the right hitboxes, and Shiny Mark is not wanting to, you know, get caught in that and have this game slip away from him. It's looking like his game unless Zuri is able to find an option here.
Okay, up tilt. Go for the reverse upper that time, and again, just less is certainly more. Nothing too overzealous right now. You know, it is in your best interest to not overextend on Shiny Mark. We have seen what Shiny Mark can do.
Oh my goodness.
And
yeah.
definitely surviving with Shiny Mark is the best at right here. Looking really good. It was starting to get a little out of control, but I'm happy that Shiny Mark was able to dig deep right there in those final moments. Good stuff.
Yeah, very scary. As both of them missed the text there, but Zuri did get the worst angle from bouncing off the bottom of the stage, and that's what caused them to lose the stock, however.
Okay.
But
we got a Anthony Isn't Cool and Wolfie down here in the bottom left screen too. We got a classic, and I'm saying a classic because it's, I mean, it's Sonic and it's Cloud. I mean,
oh yeah,
if you played Smash 4, you know that this is the Wii U classic right here for better and worse reasons. And right now, it's looking pretty good here, all things considered. Of course, Cloud, you know, Anthony Isn't Cool, I believe is the Cloud.
yes.
Has the lead here.
Yes, he is. I believe I saw earlier in the set there was a finishing touch kill earlier, but this is looking like a clean 3-0 unless Wolfie is able to lock in and maybe get a game on Anthony Isn't Cool here. Did lose the limit just recently, so this potentially could be moving on to Game 4 with a missed tech. Actually, Wolfie will be locking in to push this forward from Game 3.
It's one of those moments where you have to really play to your opponent's weakness. And I was trying to like glance down in the corner as we were commentating the Shiny Mark and Yuri match, but it just really felt like Anthony Isn't Cool was able to deal with Wolfie off stage, or at least in the corner. Again, Sonic, no hitbox in the recovery. Quick recovery, but no hitbox on it. So, you know, you put that ditch joint out at the ledge, it's going to make Sonic sweat a little bit. Damn.
Yeah, with the heal. Okay, and the immediate Thunder back to even stocks on the Shiny Mark Zuri set.
Yes.
Going there. But as you were saying about Cloud, just being able to deal with Sonic off stage, who has a lot of that mobility to make it back. And, you know, your Cloud, so you're not really wanting to go too far out unless you have limit to make it back. Even then, you still might be poked a little bit and lose your double jump and not, you know, make it back. So it is very scary, but being able to go out there as Cloud, a character that you don't expect, keeps your opponent on their toes because they're like, oh, I haven't seen this before.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And it's in your best interest to stay sharp, especially in a matchup versus Sonic or Cloud, you know. Got to be very mindful of their tools and their resources.
Definitely. Like, be mindful of the character themselves and what the character can do, and then what your player can do, or well, the opponent rather, and how they differ from the rest of the cast.
Okay.
Oh, another up smash, missing barely, but we got Limit online with the with the climb hazard.
Okay.
Not quite. I thought that might have been the finishing touch, but just spin dashing straight into that up smash.
There's your
It's
finishing
a
touch.
it's a home run for that.
There it is. There's your finishing touch. I love that up smash right there. Just center stage. Just letting them know that, you know, again, versus other characters that are more at your weight, more at your height, you might be able to outrun them. Do I catch you on foot? No. But I'm a very long character, and I cover a lot of distance that you might not think this sword stretches to. So great stuff here. Wolfie right now. Small deficit, but if you can do a little bit of what we've seen at the end of that last game, you can try to bring this even closer to a game 5 in the ledge.
Yeah, you just have to be able to keep up with the pace, even if you're behind, because as we saw, it was, I think, 90% to like 30% between Wolfie and Anthony in that game 3, and he was able to bring it back. So if he's able to find the stock now at this percent, he might be able to bring it back to nearly even. It's just that he has to be able to close up these stocks not too far away from each other, so that he's able to have that chance to get a reversal. I think that
that chance might be taken away from him here.
Oh yeah, I mean, with Limit online, missing the blade beam, but not finding anything here with the dash tech in the corner. Unfortunately, not going to be able to DI that out. Wolfie is on his last stock in winners potentially, unless he's able to find a kill here real soon.
Okay. Definitely got to try to slow this Cloud down right now. Anthony isn't cool, being able to showcase some of, you know, Cloud's quicker and speedier options, you know, courtesy of that good forward. There's F tilt in the corner. Okay.
Still not killing.
There it is, taking the platforms away. And I like that little just empty jump, giving Anthony isn't cool, like that false sense of security that is okay to land up here. It's not, my friend. It is most certainly not.
I like how he went for the back air instead of like an up smash that maybe would have covered more space, but just knowing that the back air gave him more mobility just in case it did miss.
Yeah.
Just that awareness of I need to keep this stock healthy as I can for the rest of this game because, you know, this is all I got.
Yeah, seriously.
You're seeing right here, trying to look for a roll read. Anthony not going to be able to find it. Air dodging back to ledge. Wolfie at 100, dealing with Limit Cloud potentially. This could be it.
Hey, gonna go for the up throw.
Looking for
Waiting in the corner, and yes, the backer is gonna come through.
Haven't seen any Limit cross dash recently.
Whoa.
Spin dashing straight through Limit blade beam
that's
instead.
Canon. I feel like that's canon.
I don't know. That's not looking like instant shield, but it is looking like a shield poke with the back air, and Anthony isn't cool going to be sealing it out with a 3-1 after having that game 3 honestly stolen from him a little bit, just from Wolfie being able to lock in. But will be closing it out and moving forward in winners. Wolfie moving down to losers, however, great showing for the start of the day.
No doubt about that. Yeah, strong stuff too. Again, it's a tough matchup. You know, I think Sonic and Cloud, you know, they have each other's numbers in a lot of ways. You know, I do think, in my personal opinion, you know, it definitely goes maybe more one way than the other. But I mean, given any day of the week, I mean, we even see, you know, we talked about Coinbox. I mean, we have the best representative for Cloud and Sonic in those brackets just on a very frequent basis, and it could go literally any way. So
they go back and forth, and they're also like practice partners a lot too. Spargo and Sonic, I see them both streaming, like practicing Smash, and you go to one stream and it's just the other person.
Yep.
So
Absolutely.
yeah, we see that matchup quite often, which is great for both these players because they're able to have a lot of reference data based on all those sets that happen.
Yeah.
We're seeing here the Jury Shiny Mark set looking like 2-0 in Shiny Mark's favor right now, but these have been close games between the two players. Jury making Shiny Mark work for these wins, even though Shiny Mark is, you know, known for, you know, a lot of coin boxes and being a top player.
Yeah, no doubt about that. Shiny Mark, of course, just survivability is the name of the game. Even though they're in this, you know, slight deficit, I'd imagine that they're working on borrowed time. One thing I'd like to see a little more from Jury. Yeah, I do like down air, on stage, and off stage, but also how do we readjust our combos? How do we readjust our strings in order to get the job done off stage? Because off stage, I can smack Pikachu around, especially if I'm dishing the damage. Once you get caught in that forward air string, there's just not much that Pikachu's going to be able to do.
Yeah,
trying to track Pikachu down, and that right there is a task within itself. Double slide into the DMs, jeez. Up tilt, no, up tilt. There it is. I spoke too soon.
I do like the waiting on these combos just a little bit and getting it down smash spike. Jury getting a huge second stock right there, just mixing up those timings that you expect Bayonetta to just go for the combos all the time that just keep your opponent on their toes, and Jury being able to cash out with a huge stock lead right now, trying to push forward in this set against Shiny Mark.
Oh, yeah.
You see right here, yeah, Bayonetta with Rage, very scary situation, especially when she has the extra stocks to just go the extra mile and be like, I can go deep for this kill because, you know, I have extra, and with the Rage, maybe I can cheese out another stock from you.
Oh, my goodness.
But I don't know. There's not many jumps left. Yeah, Juri going to be missing the ledge just barely,
Yeah.
but Shiny Mark was ready with an F-tilt anyways. I don't think she would have made it back.
No, that was definitely a damned if you do, damned if you don't sort of situation. Like, it's either I eat the tilt from Pikachu or I just overshoot the ledge. I mean, I'm definitely going to go out on my own terms. So great stuff. Still not quite out of the weeds just yet. Shiny Mark, of course, has a lot of work here, a lot of ground to cover, and doing it beautifully so right here in the corner. There's the Nair, gets to drag down into the throw combo off stage.
Which time and the reversal, not being able to find it. I mean, that's what having those extra stocks, but I think that was a little bit biting off too much. Juri in a scary situation. Now they do not have that extra stock to play around with. Losing it at 60% is not good against Shiny Mark.
That's mega unfortunate. Yeah, I think your eyes are a little bigger than your stomach right there.
Definitely, and Shiny Mark knows this. He's not overextending, trying to get these extra T-Jolts and just making sure he's able to get a combo that pushes it back up to even here. Juri in the hot seat to make a move right here, as I don't think there's enough time to do a timeout with 3 minutes and 40 on the clock.
I don't think so either. You definitely got to fight this one out, and I think Shiny Mark definitely knows that. Slowly but surely willing their way back into even footing. Love that perfectly timed witch twist, just eating up the Thunder Jolt. That's re-grab though. Shiny Mark knows it, but we're chilling though.
Yeah, was able to not push Shiny Mark onto the stage and get punished for that re-grab, because that could have been curtains right there. Both these players playing so patient, knowing what's on the line here. It's going to be the up tilt into the back air, just barely taking out Shiny Mark, as Juri is able to clutch up that game after having a sizable lead come away in an instant.
Yes, that was a very interestingly placed up tilt as well, because I almost feel like Juri may have started to lose like hope with up tilt. You know, again, this is a very little character, and Shiny Mark definitely knows my ins and outs on like when it's time to go for up tilt, when it's time to like duck up tilt, you know, so on and so forth. And I do feel like, you know, Juri may not have been confident throughout the majority of this set with up tilt, but knowing that, hey, it's the 11th hour, this is my win condition here, I'm going to have to toss this out. And smart to do it twice in a row. Shiny Mark probably thought they had the defensive approach on lock. Like, I'm just going to go for 1 spot dodge and I'll be good. No, you should have went for 2 spot dodges. Great stuff right here. Moving into game number 4. Again, Juri not quite out of it just yet, but has a lot of ground to make up.
Yeah, and I like that you bring up the up tilt, you know, with Pikachu being a smaller character, because there are some up tilts that hit only above and miss these characters that are very small, like Pikachu. Yeah. I think about the PK kits as well. But because Bayonetta scoops from the floor, she can basically hit anyone, and that's a bread and butter starter, honestly. You see the heel slide into the crescent kick, or that up tilt be the main one, and just be able to mash it, you know, as an option to catch your opponent off guard. It's very helpful that it works against basically any character.
Yes, 100%.
We're seeing right here, the game 4. I think it's been on a small battlefield the whole time here, missing the grab as Shiny Mark is able to jump out of the way. But I do like how Juri was trying to cover from bottom to top if they were able to get any kind of hit with those witch twists. I can go a little bit off stage and maybe get a kill here with a little bit of rage, but was not able to catch Shiny Mark, as Shiny Mark, you know, ready to be able to go anywhere, especially with having quick attack to point in any direction. You can kind of just go around the wall, almost like a Steve wall.
Yeah, no, 100%. I mean, I think the trajectory, I think quick attack kind of moves Pikachu, and it feels, I'm not necessarily going to say unfair, but it's just like, damn, this is a good move. Like, I wish,
definitely.
Like, anytime you're fighting against Pikachu, you see like how good quick attack is. You can't help but to think, I wish my character had something like this, you know?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Pichu does have the similar thing with agility, but that does not do damage. It's that extra factor of having the chip damage as well from using quick attack that just pushes Pikachu's way over the edge compared to Pichu's.
No doubt about that. Okay, right now just kind of dancing around this shield here. Both sides trying to keep it airtight. Neither side trying to drop a stock early at all. Thunder Jolt to force the high recovery. Not in the right position for the follow-up, but Shiny Mark, of course, making a little bit of magic happen for himself.
Trying to use bullet arts to catch Shiny Mark off guard in the magnifying glass. It will be a back air falling from the ledge, getting Juri the first stock. And it's just the patience, as both of them have been at high percents looking for their kills. You see them trading stock for stock. As you know, one finds that the other one immediately finds it to keep it even once again.
Oh yeah.
Oh, excuse me.
Okay. Juggling right now. Just keeping this one safe. No need to try to activate bats within. Just going to eat all that damage. Short hop Nair on the approach. Yeah, you can't even really like short hop Nair Pikachu for free. You know, you really have to make sure you space that right.
Yeah, definitely. And Pikachu has those great out of shield options. I think a Bear, Nair, things like that, and the drag downs, which are still working, even though Bat Within is a thing that exists for Bayonetta
for
to help
sure.
her get out of that. Still does not matter, as Yuri is just barely not able to grab the ledge after those T-jolts.
Mega unfortunate indeed. I thought for sure that was going to be a start of maybe something good, but
Just
barely. I mean, really, just barely.
Yeah.
Still not out of it, though. I do feel like, we can maybe get a stock taking. I do think Juri, of course, has been playing so well.
Oh no, past the ledge.
No.
Shiny Mark,
I was just
unfortunate SD.
Spoken into existence, one stock apiece in a very similar way to what we've seen in the last game. There's down tilt.
That was Juri's miracle right there, because it was so far behind in percents. Juri was going to have to work that second stock on their last stock as well. Being able to get an SD to keep it even, you got to take what you got to take, especially at this point. Being in winners, you want to keep that winner set alive, especially against somebody like Shiny Mark.
Yeah, I mean, definitely something to brag about, too. I mean, it's the best Pikachu in the world, man.
For sure. We're seeing right here the T-Jolts once again. Shiny Mark knowing that SD be like, I cannot push this to a game 5. He's going to be playing this a lot safer, even though he has the percent lead, knowing that Juri has to be the one to engage.
Yes. Has to be the one to approach right now. And certainly knows it. I love that. That was smooth right there. Some of the landing frames right there on there, being able to find an opening. There's down there, hits sour, but we'll take it.
It's extra damage. I mean, you can't take many more. Juri stalling and getting spiked off stage, and Shiny Mark will be closing it out. I really think that edge guard, or that ledge trapping sort of thing where he ran off, did Nair, and then landed back on stage.
That was smooth.
A good mix-up that Juri was not prepared for, and pushed them back off stage, closing that set out.
Yeah, that was smooth right there, man. Great stuff to Shiny Mark, of course. Great stuff to Juri as well. Not easy to even play Bayonetta, let alone at this current meta of the game. There's not very many doing it at this level. So big shout, of course, to Lima and all the rest of them still holding down the fort all these years later.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, she lost her grace from Smash 4, but she has gotten a lot of buffs throughout Ultimate's lifespan, and just still being a threat, even if she's not as much of a monster as she was in Smash 4.
Yeah, I think, when it comes to Bayo, you have to make sure your routes are as creative as possible. Not only just doing the routes, but finding ways to, start up the routes, find openings for them. I think that's what separates, the good Bayos from the great Bayos. The great ones just know how to create the opportunities versus, the good ones are just kind of waiting for the opportunities to start. And I do feel like Juri definitely one of the better Bayonettas for sure, but it's tough versus Pikachu, because obviously Pikachu not with auto combos quite like Bayonetta, but they're just so quick and so frame tight that they do feel auto. And then with, in conjunction with Bayonetta being easy to smack around, I mean, it just makes the task that much more difficult. Wow, Boku cooking.
Yeah, definitely. I was seeing right there, Hero Main right here with Boku versing Lazy Sack. Very scary character because you can just blow up in an instant against Hero, but there are some normals that are a little bit, not safe compared to somebody like Sonic who has that consistency.
Yes, yes.
Seeing right here, Boku in a scary situation, having Accelerate and no mana left to use, has to kind of just rely on these normals. Being buffed is helpful, but having to rely on the normals against Sonic, not great to deal with.
Yeah, I'll take the Accelerado if I can, if I don't have any MP left. And, because I get, good footwork, but I also get to, box a little bit now because my footwork is so great. I can do mix up first hit, F tilt, 1-2 jab into something. Glowing Christmas colors right now. This is never a good side for the opponent. Try to put Sonic to sleep. Sonic said, I don't got time to sleep. I need to run.
No, not quite. I mean, that 60% the forward air, just rage with Psych Up is so scary for Lazy Zack. You were seeing him be a lot more passive with his approaches whenever Boku has that those buffs. You're seeing right here, 170 on Boku, just playing so far away. These homing attacks are not connecting like Lazy Zack wants it to be. And it's just very scary because you know that you have to take out your opponent eventually, but it's getting so close to where one hit can do it, the back air from mid-stage, not doing it.
Not quite.
But so close. This is a close set.
Something dangerous on the menu right here at Heroes Restaurant. It's looking good right now, and I like what I'm seeing right here from Lazy Zack, playing anything but lazy, trying to figure out a way to keep dancing circles around Boku, but more importantly, find this opening. Running F tilt is going to be enough to do it barely, but we'll take it.
Yeah, I mean, we saw Lazy Zack have that percent lead, but then, Boku just sitting perfectly, not getting flustered that Lazy Zach was playing that long game and just using that scare factor of Hero can blow you up in one instant. And it was very close to those two players for this first set, and we're going to see a lot more adaptation between the two of them as the set continues.
No doubt about that. I mean, it's kind of like the clash of two different play styles kind of meeting in the middle. You got somebody who's very fast, who can get in and get out, but who also, in that same tone of breath when it comes to their speed, uses those same options to take stocks as well. The same forwarder that's going to give you 50,000% is also going to be the same forwarder that's going to take your stock later on. But Hero's a little different, of course. Much slower of a character, has to rely on their okay normals, but really the threat of the menu. Once the menu really starts cooking, that's when most opponents don't want to deal with them anymore.
Yeah, definitely. And the Hero knows that a lot of people don't want to deal with that menu, and they're cycling through it so fast. They have a reading speed that is beyond comprehension.
Yeah, they're hooked on Phonics for sure.
Yeah, definitely. But like them getting rid of some of the spells from their listing that they don't need, for example, Bounce, which does not come up once in the set unless you want to bounce Spring. Just getting rid of them in the menu so you can pull up those other buffs more frequently, or the other stronger attacks like a Kaboom or a Sizzle. Is just going to be really helpful to keep track of as the set continues, or the game rather.
No doubt about that. See right now, Lazy Zach with the W, and a much-deserved W, but the job isn't quite finished yet. You really have to watch your interactions up close because, yes, again, even when you want to start breaking that physical zone, and it's not like Hero sets up shop like Snake, but there is a safe zone that you want to stay kind of in and out of. And when you start to break that, you're like, okay, I want to fight Hero one-on-one. Be careful. You might get thwacked or whacked. Love that. There's back air.
Yeah, definitely. We're seeing that shop that Boku is setting up is being underneath platforms so that Lazy Zach is not able to approach from above him, forcing him to come either in front or take the long way behind him and just being able to react accordingly. There's the zoom getting Boku out of that dangerous situation, but both these players at even percents. Whoever gets this first one is going to be sitting pretty a little bit for this game. It just depends if Lazy Zach is able to break through the defensive wall that Boku has been putting up.
Yeah, Boku's defense has just been really through the roof. And honestly, I'm a firm believer that, as nice as offense is, especially for a Hero, it's the defense that's going to win this game ultimately. The ways you're going to deal with Sonic.
Oh, wow.
Make it back. I got positional advantage early on the swing. Nothing on the standing jab, too. I think those were one of those moments where you want to go for, like, the mix-up. Maybe 1-2 jab something, or maybe, like, first hit an F tilt into something. Sonic sleep.
Yeah,
F tilt. There it is.
Barely getting out just in time before Boku is able to make it back to stage, not being able to make use of that snooze, but getting kind of a get out of jail free card with that recovery since Sonic was sleeping. We've seen both of them almost at max rage percent. About 3.5 minutes into this game, it will be Lazy Zach with an F tilt being able to close out this first stock, but this could potentially go to time with the way these two players are playing.
You might be in this one for the long haul here, friend.
Absolutely. I mean, there is no reason to kind of force your approaches, especially if your opponent is waiting for you to make a mistake. So you have to play very cautiously, and both players are doing that in different ways that benefit their character. We've seen a lot of movement from Sonic with Lazy Zach, and then Boku knowing that they don't have that mobility unless they have Accelerado on. They are just, setting up shop. Right.
Shop is definitely open for business, but nobody's buying. I must have spoke to somebody raised the roof with that up throw. I always forget that that's a thing in Hero's toolkit. But
and with Psych up too, like you are dead off that. Lazy Zach potentially in a scary situation, be able to get back to ledge and not get critical hit with that F smash. But missing homing attack is huge for Boku.
That's right. Oh my God! And they're trying to go up into the blast zone. Little off the mark. Oh, my goodness. Yes, a lot of projectiles being tossed right there at Sonic. Some bad ones and some even worse ones.
I liked how Boku followed up that whack with a fireball, forcing Sonic to jump over the whack, but maybe eat some percent from the actual fireball, and getting a little bit out of it if they didn't get hit by the whack.
Yeah, this is how you kind of make your presence known on the other side of the room. You do things that are going to force your opponent to either stay in shield, which, I do think, Hero gets some okay things out of grab. But also you want them to jump. The minute they have to jump, carefully out of harm's way, then you have to worry about, short hop forward air, short hop back, or anything of the sort. So great stuff here right now. Both sides still looking good, but I can't help but to realize Boku is just kind of cleaning up shop right now. Oh, but getting cleaned up right here. Damn.
It was a deep back air, and then also Boku was looking for the zoom, but he did not have 8 mana, so he wasn't able to use it. Lazy Zach being able to close out that stock after being behind, but getting caught with snooze, falling into an up smash from Boku, going back to even stocks with about 2 minutes on the clock.
Okay, this still, despite that quick stock loss, still could go to time, but we'll see how this one is all going to unfold. And I think going to time versus Sonic is kind of ill-advised because if the character has a lead, they become that much more difficult to try to track down and fight. But there is that wonkiness, there is that RNG of Hero where if I get the lead, I can actually make it very hard for you to hit me too.
Oh yeah, this might be it. Big critical not hitting. Almost killing even without the critical too, but it will be the mistech underneath PS2 from the wind, getting Boku that game.
Okay.
What was that, like 62? That was crazy.
Yeah, and I don't think that was an untechable too. They just might not have been ready for it.
That was a very quick hit coming out from Boku there, being able to close out that game potentially even earlier with that F smash, the snooze, closing out the set and being the MVP right there, or the game and being MVP.
Oh yeah. Now I'm actually going to take a peek over here at this Wolfie and Twitchy match. Twitchy, of course, has been on a pretty good run right now. Of course, the winner side run, kind of came a little short yesterday. Now here we are on the loser side of things, just really trying to extend this run into something beautiful. Top 8, of course, being right around the corner, but can't help but to ignore, or not ignore, excuse me, that Wolfie is still in the picture and still fighting and thriving at such a strong Sonic. This isn't going to be an easy one at all.
Yeah, but to be fair, also Twitchy just played against another Sonic earlier.
Yes.
Springy, my bad.
Yep.
So going Sonic into Sonic, you already have a bit of an understanding of how you want to play the set anyways. There will be the Lloyd Rock into up air, which is one of Isabel's bread and butters. So when you have that knowledge from your previous set, you're going in hot. And meanwhile, Wolfie having to deal with that, unfortunate first player dropping out and giving them Sonic knowledge.
Man, mega unfortunate indeed. Oh.
We're seeing right here going back to Boku and Lazy Sonic as well, both of them playing that slower-ish gameplay, but are only a minute in and they're already at high percents. But it is this kind of part where it does slow down a lot because neither player wants to be the one to drop the first stock.
No, absolutely not, and I get it, especially for two characters like this. I mean, these ingredients are very dangerous ingredients when they get the lead. Two very different reasons, of course. Standing jab again, middle of the stage is exactly where Hero wants to be. Okay, almost enough right here to keep trying to bait, Lazy Zach that much more close. I love that runoff fair. First hit on that is, I believe, 5 frames, so very quick, very tough for Hero to work around.
The F smash, but these psych ups, I mean, all these buffs that Hero is getting are happening so fast that Lazy Zach just has to deal with it. Just raw F smashing Boku with the psych up and finding the kill with that max rage. Boku being the one to lose the first stock here, but could potentially find an F tilt or something to close out a stock, but it's got to happen soon. Lazy Zach knowing this, playing a back seat here. Going back to looking at Twitchy Wolfie, it looks like that Sonic knowledge is coming into play there, as well as Twitchy is up a full stock right now to Wolfie.
Yeah, dealing with the wrap that is Isabel up close. It's tough.
Can't count it out yet because, Sonic much higher in the tier list compared to Isabel.
Yes, and for good reason, of course. Some strong normals, great ground game, of course. Aerial safe on shield, for the most part. And then, of course, just being able to control the timing and the spacing of a match. Just due to how fast the character is. I mean, the character's basically its own projectile.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, come here.
Trying to get a fish, not quite getting it. Oh, dash attack popping up too. I mean, eventually when you're at this high percent, something from Isabel will kill, and it will be that air dodge read, getting Twitchy the first game right there.
Right, Isabel getting it done. This could be the year of the Isabel. I don't know.
I hope it's not, honestly, because I don't need to learn another low tier.
Yeah, that's fair.
There's too many characters in this game to learn the matchups of, but I do like the character diversity we have been seeing this weekend from a lot of characters. Yesterday, starting our block, we saw Luigi Lucario. And seeing Lucario at this event, it's not a character you see too often, so I do like seeing these mid-lower tiers that have their games plan that you don't really get to see too often at these kinds of events.
No, for sure. Lucario has a lot of history here in Michigan, too. His character almost won a Frostbite,
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah, back in Smash Bros. Character almost won a Frostbite. Lucario is a dangerous character for sure. Something about the blue characters in this game. They're just, I don't want to fight none of them.
Oh, no, the zoom.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah, that's going to be enough right there. Still 1 stocks apiece, right? But I like what I see here. Like right after we get the stock taken, especially if like it evens things up, or if I get the lead, I'm going green immediately. Come get me.
Yeah, he's been glowing green and red this whole time. It's Christmas in July.
Seriously, you gotta chase me down. That's gonna be a very difficult thing to do. Almost getting hit with the snooze.
And that hitbox a little bit deceiving at times for how big it looks compared to the animation, where LazyDack might have been clipped by it just barely, and that could have spelled doom for him. You never know with Hero and those critical hits.
Okay. Nice, using fire right there just to give himself a little bit of leverage back to the stage. Fair on the way down, knowing that when my back is to the wall, I have to swing a little bit right here just to stay safe. And yeah, but believe LazyZack most certainly in the know. Couldn't quite tilt the F smash down. Has me back off stage again, forcing the heavy recovery back in.
Yeah, you might get another chance here, but Boku is not looking to have it air dodging past and looking like he might have escaped it, but it is going to be not quite. That nair went so high.
Whoa.
Yeah, Boku's running out of MP here, having played a little bit slow. If LazyDack can knock him off some more, he might be forced to take the stock due to a lack of SP or MP.
Okay. Yeah, manageability of your resources is huge in this matchup. I mean, yeah, and you know, somebody's F smash can go the distance. I mean, frames, I'm pixels away.
Yeah, it's just a little bit early on that roll read, but LazyDack does have the right idea with Boku. One more, it will be the up air being able to close out that game 3 for LazyZack up 2-1.
Clean stuff here, of course. LazyZack, of course, still in it, but with a W, that much more on the board for himself. Boku's, we're going to have to dig deep to just try to bring this thing back to some even footing. I do think he's playing the matchup very right. It's hard to deal with Sonic off stage when you're Hero unless, you know, you're glowing green, and even then, like, you know, you still don't want to really go off, you know, stage versus Sonic. Can't really fight Sonic up close and personal. Definitely don't want to play against Sonic in the corner because I get a situation reset, a reversal. Now I'm in the corner. I don't got the best buttons out of shield. You know, you're kind of ice skating uphill versus Sonic, but
I mean, it's doable, but, you know, you can't always fall on your face while doing it. So
right, that's true.
You got to get up and just try again here, as Boku is not giving up with this gameplay style that he has. LazyZack being able to start off with a huge momentum shift for this game 4 here, getting nearly 100%, not finding the S-Smash at ledge, but it's always scary just trying to recover against Sonic because of that huge disjoint to framing on a strong kill move. It will be the forward air closing out this first stock for Boku. This has been a huge shift in how these games have been going at the beginning, as LazyZack, almost a minute in, has been able to close out the first stock.
Yeah, for sure.
Man, I mean,
yeah, I mean, just
if I'm
dancing
Boku,
circle.
you know, what do I do, honestly? Because I'm already down a stock. It's not too far into the match. And, you know, LazyZack's going to be sticking to that passive gameplay because he has that nice lead that he wants to keep going in this set.
Well, you know, you definitely can't chase Sonic down, but you can do things like this. If you can get Sonic, you know, in the corner, or if you can try to, you know, maybe try to elicit some sort of, you know, up close and quarters combat, you know, you can actually mix Sonic a little bit. I'm not saying that it's good to do every interaction up close, but, you know, we're starting to see like jab resets into things, just keeping Sonic guessing, just checking that temperature.
Yeah, definitely. I mean,
Oh my God.
you got to keep him on his toes. You can't keep going to the same thing over and over, but you can do a little bit of these mix-ups and get damage as the jabs are able to get Hero back enough mana to do some other things with the MP. But Boku really has to make these buffs count. The Accelerado helping, but, you know, you have to find the kill at some point. But he hasn't taken a lot of percent for this stock despite losing it nearly a minute ago. And the heal also coming in clutch, saving about 10% here. I forget if that's the first or second one for this stock, but it will be up tilt. Despite having such a worse start in this game, Boku only taking 13% for that second stock before LazyZack loses his, which able to fan out the fire.
Yeah, maybe so. I think LazyZack maybe just a little too, you know, overcautious on like how to approach Boku, and for good reason. You know, I just got the lead. I don't want to lose it. And I'm really trying to make sure I maintain it. You know, it's not enough to just kind of dance circles around your opponent. You still have to hit him. And I think in this case, you know, you still have like, you know, again, the speed advantage. Really on a lot of characters, but you definitely have the speed advantage on Hero, and you got to make sure you exploit that properly. Love that. Want to see more of like that half up B into like up tilt, up smash stuff.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I would like to see LazyZack maybe flip the script on the pacing a little bit, trying to go a little bit aggressive and catch your opponent off guard, because playing at the same pace constantly throughout the set, you and your opponent both get comfortable to what the normal is as the set goes on. As soon as somebody tries to change something up, everyone gets back on nerves again.
Oh, yeah.
Even yourself, as you know that you're changing it. So, but at this point, you have an extra game to play around with. I would like to see maybe trying it to see if it works.
Yeah. I mean, at this point, why the heck not? Why not mix up the flow here ever so slightly?
And,
Oh,
Sonic's known for that patience, kind of that waiting for those openings. So we've seen Lazy Zach get the nair into the back air. But, change it up a little bit. See how your opponent reacts to you messing with the script.
Okay, the script definitely going in Lazy Zach's favor right now. Plus all the rewrites and the revisions. I mean, it's just not looking good right now for Boku at all. Character about to get written out of this story. Got to figure out something here and fast. Like that.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, trying to keep the Cinderella story alive, but, book's got to end eventually, and who knows if it's going to end right now.
Oh, dang.
Just trying to find something, 30%. As Lazy Zach is playing, once again, that patience that has been prevalent in the set over and over. The crackle coming out into the huge, that was beautiful, using the up air to confirm into that up tilt out of the ice, getting the kill that Boku needs to stay alive.
And I think more importantly, putting on just enough damage to make sure that stock belongs to them. Great stuff right here on Boku. Let's see if we can maybe try to push this to a game at number 5. We're coming up a little bit past the 3-minute mark. Okay, I'm back. Oh my God, chunky read, but a little off the mark.
Yeah, definitely. You really can't predict where that zoom's going to end up, so you might as well go for the Hail Mary when you're at 0%, where nothing's really too risky about it. Ooh, trying to catch these F smashes at ledge have not been working out for Lazy Zach, but he keeps throwing them out just because it's a great move to throw, and you get so much reward from it with a little bit of risk.
Oh yeah. Okay, powered up right now. Glowing green, it's time to get mean.
Boku playing cautious because he knows that one mistake could do him in around the ledge, but he is trying to chip on that damage and keep his mana stock healthy.
Yes. Of course, a little bit of heal doesn't hurt. Can't quite get anything off the standing jab, but maybe using it as a bait to get him out the corner. I see that slow jab come out, and I'm Sonic. I'm about to come chase you down. Nothing off the up air.
No, not quite. Barely missing the up. Yeah, no, barely missing off that. Chipping on percent after percent. Boku looking for that second heal to get it out of the spell cycles and just being able to find more of those buffs that he needs. Passing on an accelerate right there. And I don't know, that could have been what he needed. It's going... Oh! No, the footstool is going to save him out of the F smash, out of the zoom.
Okay, multi-hit there. Standing jab, yes. Just checking your temperature. I like that. Again, I just run up on Sonic. I get just a safe enough distance away. Go for the 1 hit on jab, maybe 2 hit, just to try to bait him out that corner. And that's when I hold shield and really make some magic happen for myself.
Oh, no! This is it!
No crit, though.
That could have been it. That could have been game 5 right there, what Boku needed, but unfortunately did not roll the dice just well enough. There is a psych up on the stage. If he's able to use it, he's out of mana and just cycled past Zoom. He finds it again, and he's going to be landing into a back air. He pushes this to a game 5. Great awareness, because he passed by Zoom when he didn't have the mana, and he was able to cycle the spell and then cycle it again to find the next Zoom.
That was great utilization of your resources, and more importantly, great situational awareness. I love what I've seen right there from Boku. Things were looking anything but good, but was still able to figure it out at the final moments. Great stuff.
Oh my
We're
gosh.
back up in it, friends. Game number 5 is upon us. I don't know if there's any Boku fans in the chat, but there are now. That's for darn sure.
Oh, absolutely. We are keeping this story alive with one more chapter. And once again, going to PS2, the classic for this entire set. And I don't know if I've seen a critical hit during this set from these F smashes. So I'm going to say Boku, I think, is ready to cash out soon on one of those.
Oh, yeah. No doubt about that.
It just all depends if he's able to connect those hits. We're seeing, once again, that, patience between these two players. This is a hot set.
Okay. Up tilt. Okay, upper has him off his feet. Right now, both sides just trying to get a good feel for one another.
I know Lazy Zach is like, oh man, that could have been, my game. You have to move on to the game 5, but it's just that I have to play this again. And there's only a minute left on the clock in that last game. Uh-oh. That is a huge win for Boku right there, and not having the crit happen either. This is scary for Lazy Zach after having that lead during game 4.
Okay, now let's see what happens when Boku has the lead. Now, Lazy Zach, of course, has done such a great job up until this very point, just getting the lead and maintaining it, you know, using some of these quicker options that Sonic has just to, you know, keep that lead moving forward, but now has to play from behind here, has Boku off stage.
We're seeing once again, is the zoom going to be red? Instead, opting to go for a grab, you see Lazy Zach making the transition, going from F smashes to these moves that will get him more combos rather than going for a straight kill. So it's a little bit of that adaptation, knowing that the F smashes haven't been working out, not finding a kill there, and trying not to let the percent rack on as he has no way to heal, unlike Boku.
That's right. Nice.
Ooh, Flame Sash being very fast if Hero uses it, and being a good get-off-me tool, doing a lot of shield damage as well as a lot of percent.
Looking for the schmicks. Yes, that's right. A lot of percent on board right now, and that percent just got resetted back to 0. 2 stocks apiece here. Okay. Uh-oh. Double fair? No. Okay, I like what I'm seeing right here from Lazy Zach. I think he's realizing the way that this match is going to be won is if I can figure out a way to get Boku off stage, but I can't lie right now. I think he's starting to feel the pressure of the menu. I don't want to approach haphazardly, but I do know that I have to get close to get this job done.
And watching out for that Kaboom on the platform, as it could have spelled disaster for that stock, but he has to find the way in after the after these fireballs, and I don't know, 108%. He's having a little bit of difficulty as Boku is getting more and more buffs going on. We have the Psych Up on deck. This can be a kill if Boku is able to connect something strong here, like a tilt.
Okay. Oh my God. Okay, short hop fair through the top platform.
Not quite, but just more and more percent. But Lazy Zach sitting at a unhealthy percent, but this could be, you know, the reversal that Lazy Zach needs. Going low profile underneath that up tilt that absolutely would have taken stock. It will be the forward air, closing it out. Boku now sitting in the driver's seat after that Game 4 scary situation.
Okay. Still in it right now like this. We're starting to see some newfound confidence come out here from Boku. These up B strings, not strings, but these up B startups, you know, up close here on Lazy Zach. We didn't quite see these in the first couple games, and for good reason, of course. I felt like, you know, Lazy Zach just did a much better job at dancing around their opponent, but Boku knows you have to come to me now, and I should be able to go for stuff like this. There's both hits on the F tilt, no mix-up needed.
Yeah, staying underneath those platforms, knowing that Lazy Zach has to be very obvious with the way he wants to approach, and he's just not letting up from that strategy that he's been employing all set. Like, it's just not changed. The F smash not connecting, F smash not connecting, go for a third one, and no, we are not going to see it. Okay, going back to it. These two, yeah, we got the full screen here as this is getting very intense for the two players. Lazy Zach sitting at 75%, a little bit unhealthy, and the F smash not closing it out, finds the zoom in the magnifying glass.
Oh my God, misses the first hit right there on F tilt. That move not covering as much space as I initially thought.
No, definitely not. It's scary. And raw F smash. That could have been the cash out that Boku was looking for, but not quite. It's still sitting in the waiting room. It's the snooze off stage.
Okay, we're alive. Back into the corner. Spring on the way back. There's back air. We're up in it. Still 1 stock left on these two talented individuals. Standing jab.
2.5 minutes left on the clock. I don't think we will be seeing that timeout, but you never know how long these two players are going to wait. Psych Up on lock for Boku. This could be it. If Boku is able to find it with the accelerate, it's a scary situation for Lazy Zach. He's playing this so patient because he does not want to get caught.
Okay, looking for the up. Okay, nothing off the up tilt. Of course, that one covering just a little bit more distance than the up smash, so trying to take that top platform away. Lazy Zach right now. Let's not get it confused. Not lazy at all, but definitely slowing this one down. There's up tilt, glowing green.
The Psych Up was not enough on that F tilt, but he's got one more in me, you know? He just keeps going. He just always has it. He's looking for a big hit. Forward air not going to be it again, but he's trying to find another Psych Up to immediately get back on the table. Will he accelerate instead? I mean, both these players, it just keeps going back to this neutral.
That's right, and for good reason. I think, you know, despite the way the match has gone.
Oh!
What the? No, we're
He's got to find it. He's got to find it. It's not happening. Oh, no. In the magnifying glass, not being able to find the zoom, Lazy Zach finally connects the F smash and pops off for it in a tense Game 5 set.
Oh, no. That was a set right there. I got to tell you, some of the most perfectly crafted Sonic and Hero gameplay I have ever seen. The areas where snooze was used, areas where F smash was tilted down at the ledge to catch the two. I mean, that right there with some peak Smash Ultimate. Great stuff right there to those two individuals. Wow.
And that's only losers round 2 in top 32.
I know,
We got a
Jesus.
whole many more sets to go through as Lazy Zach claws his way back after that game 4.
Jesus Christ. Wow.
Yeah, my art was bounding at the end of that. Great sets. It looks like Twitchy was also able to 3-0 Wolfie, making it through another Sonic. And we might see Twitchy run into Lazy Zach later in these in this top 32.
Oh, yeah.
We got Goma Kenpai and Pajarito playing in sets.
I know
as
Goma was
well.
here. What the?
Goma we saw yesterday playing Olimar, and then also Inkling, a character from early Ultimate Meta that
Yes.
you don't see too often anymore.
No, we are actually kind of falling out of that era where like all the early meta characters are starting to become prevalent again. I do think, you know, Peach and Snake were the biggest two that had their day, especially with like Nude Ace's, you know, gameplay versus Akola, you know, these last couple months. And then of course, you know, Hurt and Apollo Kage's, you know, kind of rise to stardom. But I don't think Inkling has quite got the same sort of treatment. I do know that, if I'm not mistaken, did Cosmos just recently play Inkling and do well? Somebody just did.
There was Cosmos, I know for sure. Colorado, right? Colorado, I think they play Inkling as well.
Yeah, somebody just played him at a tournament not too long ago and did pretty good. So the character is showing some signs of a resurgence, but I don't know. I do think that this character is firmly placed where they're supposed to be on their tier list, but that, of course, is just the character himself and has nothing to do with the player piloting them. As you can see right here, Goma right now feeling very comfortable. All things considered, a complete turnaround for what we've seen in game number 1. I mean, what the heck has happened here?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Paja is still hanging on to signs of life, but Goma is really sitting in the driver's seat at this game. Has a blue and purple online.
That's right.
Looking to find this first game.
Okay, so up smash on shield with
yeah.
the purple, dangerous, and of course the blue to catch you and yank you out that corner just in case you want to try to play like the I'm going to use my safe aerials to outspace you game. When you land, I'll grab you. But wasn't quite enough to get the job done. One game apiece. Shout out to Goma. One of the nastiest players in the business, I'll tell you.
Definitely. I mean, I love seeing Olimar here. I don't like fighting Olimar, but I love seeing Olimar just because it's like they do a lot of resource management with their Pikmins and keep track of, you know, what's coming up next. So they're able to pull out the Pikmin that they need. Specifically, I think a blue Pikmin, just pulling it out for a kill throw. If your opponent's not keeping track of the order, they might get jump scared and, you know, die off that throw.
Yeah, no doubt about that.
Seeing right here,
Ooh,
going
double
back
fair.
to PS2. I think they started here before, so we might be seeing a back and forth between Small Battlefield and PS2 about what these players want.
Oh my God. I definitely know what Goma wants, and that's to get back onto this stage here.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, just the damage rack up of both these characters, actually. You know, Olimar with those Pikmin, especially the white Pikmin, just being able to rack up damage, or early smash attacks, especially with reds or purples. But then Inkling, known for their damage output at low percents with the ink bonus, as well as Splatter Shot or the rapid jabs. So both these characters are known for those early percents. We're going to put on 60 right off the bat.
Yeah, right out the gate. And I think 60 on a character as small as Olimar is really detrimental. I mean, really hitting Olimar in general is something that Olimar is just not into, as most characters are. But I think, you know, just the multiplier of the ink is really tough for Olimar to work around because you're trying to space in that good distance away where you're like, I don't want to get hit with any excessive ink because then stuff like this happens. But I do know that in order for me to get the job done, I will have to kind of get close on Inkling. And I don't know who has the quicker buttons, but I do know that they're both safe and they both challenge each other in terms of like speed and just like ferocity, man.
Oh, definitely. And you can't even use Olimar's Whistle to negate some of that damage, especially from the Splatter Shot or the Rapid Jet, because it doesn't really have that knockback factor that you're trying to survive with.
Yeah.
So that's not a tool that you can use that you normally see Olimar use in other matchups.
Yeah, Whistle's an awesome move, too. It's like a 2-frame startup on that, and it stops a lot of it. It doesn't stop everything. I don't want to say most things, but it stops the things that Olimar would typically want to stop, you know, themselves from getting hit by.
Good majority kind of get out of jail free option, but against Inkling, I don't think they really have a lot of stuff where it becomes relevant.
No, I don't think so.
But seen right here, Pajarito is going to be eating a fat purple Pikmin. This is kind of that Myron zone, I think, with double purples that you want to be looking out for, especially at that higher percent. But 100% on this stock could be very detrimental, especially if you get caught by that roller being one of Inkling's bread and butters to find kills with the blaster.
That's right. So if you find yourself just kind of standing in one spot, you got to make sure that you know when to go for shield and when it's time to drop that shield. And definitely Pajarito going to test that theory. Goma, unfortunately, at 99%. This match starting to spiral a little out of control. Nothing off the up smash. Nobody home for that. Probably anticipating Goma going for like another approaching short hop fair, especially when I got the purple ones online. I'm going to, use that one a little bit more liberally. But
Ooh, the Booyah.
Up
No,
throw?
not quite. I think Olimar is out of range of Booyah being, that thing that Inkling has, but it's always such weird percent ranges that are only 3% wide, and not to mention with Rage being a factor, you have to remember so much for every character. It's just not as consistent as other combos that characters have. The back throw not even killing with a little bit of Rage.
That's right. You did get the red stuff, but I guess, even though it didn't KO, we will take the positional advantage. Short hop forwarder is going to get the job done. That's one of those things with Olimar that you can really try to pick him apart for is his recovery system. Does it go the distance? Most certainly. Can he go for the ledge? Can he overshoot the ledge? Yes, but if you are in control of when it's time to go for the ledge versus when it's time to overshoot, then you can harass with some of your aerials. See, this is what I'm talking about right here. Ugh, falling upper into the rising upper. Nasty work.
I love that coverage that Pajarito did with the roll out with the roller, just because it covered even roll in, I'm pretty sure, and it just became like, a frame trap basically. So being able to get a lot of percent on that and have the ink online, this might be Booyah, but I think it's a little bit too far with that Rage. Pajarito is in the driver's seat, starting with this last stock here. It's really scary for Goma because, they have to find their way and get this kill and then rack up more percent as they're just taking more and more, and they don't have those options to get out. Once again, getting covered in the ink is just going to be very hard for them to make this comeback.
Yeah, most certainly, because, you have to go for some trades, unfortunately. Not every hit is going to be a clean hit. Not every hit is going to be just, pure finesse. There's the up throw. We did have a blue Pikmin online.
Immediately throws it out.
Right.
You have done your job. Get out.
Get out. Well, I'll see you in a little bit. I'll see you in a few more plucks.
We are seeing Pajarito use back air a lot at ledge, similar to how Fox and Cloud do it, to where I just need one hit and you're going to explode. And that's like, I'm out of Booyah range, but I need to find this kill. So it's just going to be, if I trap you in the corner, spam my, kill move. If you hit one, I get it,
Yeah.
And that's very smart of him, but it looks like Goma's showing signs of life as they're getting 60% online, but being thrown off stage. It will be the back air sealing the deal on that game 3.
Surviving is such a difficult thing to do in a matchup with Olimar where, there's going to be, really most matchups with Olimar where you feel like you're going to have to go for trades in order to get, yourself back onto stage. I got to fight my way back down. In order for me to, get you off me, I will have to expend a little damage. It just sucks that much more when you have the multiplier of the ink on you. Now, all these very quick and, more importantly, safe aerials coming through from Inkling just became that much more dangerous for me because of how light I am.
Yeah, definitely. It's something you have to watch out for and keep in mind, especially against a character that hasn't seen a lot of, play at a higher level since, early Ultimates. So it's something that you know of, but it's like kind of, I would say, like a final where the stuff from the first test shows up, where it's like, I remember this, but I don't know as much because it's been such a long time.
It's like watching an Avengers film. It's like all the Easter eggs. Like, who's this character? It's like, oh, yeah, he's the episode 3, season 5 of, Falcon. I'm like, what am I watching, right? Who is this guy?
Yeah, who invited blood?
Yeah, no, facts. It's very much like when the original Jarvis showed up in Endgame. I was like, this is Jarvis from Peggy Carter, isn't it? Jesus Christ. I haven't
big
seen
callback.
Yeah, oh, God, I don't remember how to do anything with this, So, yeah, great stuff right here between these two characters, these two players. Pajarito, of course, definitely, keeping the Inkling meta alive. And I still think, too, all jokes aside, I do think that this character is, kind of, underutilized. Not to say that Pajarito isn't playing well, but I do think this character is more dangerous than meets the eye.
I think this character could be very great for people who are looking for a secondary to have their bad matchups covered, because not only are you covering matchups that aren't favorable to your character, where you're playing a character that people don't see too often, know a little bit about for their scare factor, for that intimidation, but you can maybe get a game or two before they catch on to your tricks.
Agree. Yeah, you can't. I don't know.
I don't think it's a solo main, but I definitely think Inkling is a great secondary for some players.
And I get afraid saying the word can't, because there's some. I mean, we've seen Ganondorf do some crazy stuff in Ultimate. We've seen, Kirby. Just today, J-Jaw, yesterday too. But it's just Inkling does require a lot that I feel like other characters could maybe cover and do better. But as a secondary for those characters that are probably the better mains, those characters that like really struggle with some of those weird obscure characters, Inkling just kind of, cleans them up. Done,
Yeah.
what's next sort of thing.
I think that the creativity expression of Ultimate allows for you to not play the character one note, so you don't have to be as perfect, learning all the Booyah combo percents or memorizing them, rather.
Yeah.
You just kind of have like a general feel of it, and just making the character your own thing. You have those basics that you are aware of, but if you want to change it up a little bit or throw something out, your opponent won't know if that's like actually a thing Inkling does, or
Yeah.
if that's just I was just freestyling.
Yeah, facts.
And I think that having that on a secondary rather than on your main will keep your opponent on their toes, especially if
agree.
you pull it out halfway through a set in like a game 3, even a game 5 situation when you're like, I've been playing my other character the whole time. I'm going to bring this down in the last game because I know that this is the last game.
This is
you
the
can't
last
learn
game.
anything else.
There's nothing left to learn. It's the knowledge check for sure. It's the ultimate knowledge check. Which I think Michigan kind of wears as a badge of honor up here. I mean, you have like some very obscure characters. It has always been like this too. It's not just a new thing. You had back in Smash 4, you had Rosalina, you had Ike, you had Mega Man's up here, Luigi's. You had all sorts of crazy stuff. And the same thing is still here to this day. Inkling at this level. I see K. Rool right now in the bottom left screen. Isabel, like what the dude? When was
Yeah.
there ever an Isabel chapter in the assignment? I don't remember reading about Isabel doing anything at a tournament really. And yet here she is. Late game. I mean, I don't know if it gets any
This-
later than this in Ultimate.
Year 7.
Year 7 going ham right now. What the heck?
And I love seeing this. It just is a breath of fresh air from what we see at higher levels
that was
of.
filthy.
Yeah, that was a great catch on the neutral getup. But
Filthy.
at a higher level, you always see Sonic, you always see Cloud, Roy. I always think of Snake as well. Just these characters that we know a lot about. It's seeing these regions or sub-regions have these wackier characters at the higher levels of their PR, where it's like they still exist.
They
you
do.
can still pick this character.
They do.
However, you just have to be on your toes for it.
Yeah, Minnesota was, I think, the biggest region like that, for a very long time. They had characters that we just, Ganon the Beast, you had Yeti, you had a lot of just really just obscure characters out there, and it worked.
Yeah.
I mean, of all regions of the Midwest, Michigan would have a really hard time with them.
Chicago, we have
Yeah.
Ice Knight having the Greninja,
Yeah.
which is a character that exists. They who is it over in Germany? Tariq, I believe his name
Yeah,
is.
yep.
Still is a character that exists and can be seen at a top level. Raven King, who is known well now for his Joker, started off with Ike and still pulls out the Ike to this day. So, these characters that still exist that can be pulled out just if your opponent is not aware of them.
Yeah, big shout out to Raven King, by the way. I would have thought he would have been here this weekend, but I guess he
No.
had better things to do.
Not a lot of Illinois players coming out for this event today. However, we are still around, always, trying to travel.
Yeah.
And it's always great being able to see them do well at events.
Yeah.
But
Bit of that blast from the past. There was a time where I feel like the real rivalry in the Midwest was Chicago and Michigan. We always had to make sure we separated Chicago and Michigan when we talked about like strong regions in the world, because of just like how lopsided it was here. It was like SoCal, Japan. We put Japan together. Europe was kind of like not quite even in the conversation for top 5 back in the day. But then we had to come to like the Midwest. It's like the Midwest is the Midwest, but Chicago and Michigan are different. It was very much like when people say, I'm not from Florida, I'm from Orlando. It was one of them situations here. It's like, no, I'm not from the Midwest.
No.
I represent Michigan. It's different.
specifically coming from the Chicagoland area, it's almost like, when I say Midwest, it's like, yeah, Chicago is kind of its own beast with the characters that we have over there and the players. It's a big pond with a lot of big fish in it. I will speak from experience.
Yeah, y'all are nasty for sure. Yeah,
It's always a great talent coming out from there, too.
No doubt about that, man. We got to talk about the great talents that are in this top right corner. Of course, you still have Goma and Kenpai. And of course, we have Pajarizo throwing it down here on this final game here. 2 stocks apiece. I don't know if we can get any more airtight than this when it comes to this talent and neutral, but definitely right here putting on a show for the people in the audience. And then, of course, we have Nad79 and Troy. And I had an opportunity to see some of the Mario gameplay yesterday, and I got to say, I am very much a fan. He's very well polished, very experienced. He certainly knows what to do in, like, some of the tougher matchup spreads, like Cloud and some of the longer characters, especially disjointed characters versus Mario. But then also, more importantly, to be playing in a region like this, some characters that, again, you might not see very often as Mario. What the heck am I supposed to do? How do I adjust my strings? I'm fighting K. Rool right now. There's a hard guy to kill, a hard guy to spike. What the heck am I going to do?
Yeah, and this is no ordinary K. Rool. This is the K. Rool that sent Twitchy to losers as well yesterday, I believe. So, strong player taking out a top 8 seed in winners. But it looks like NAD79 is in the driver's seat as they are up 2-0 on this K. Rool. But the game 3 looking like Troy is starting to figure out a little bit more. Oh, Goma Kempai will be taking that game 5 as well. I just looked over with a 2-stock.
Yeah.
Over Pazarito.
Right. Yeah, definitely was a little scratchy in some of those interactions for sure, but was able to quite dig deep. And I think it really comes down to the manageability of your Pikmins. I was a little concerned if we were just seeing, random Pikmin use and we're just leaning in, to how strong of a neutral we have with the character, or if we're trying to time our Pikmin properly. When we've seen him get the KO with the blue one and then throw the blue one immediately, it's like, okay, they know what we're doing. They know what they're doing. We're good.
Yeah, that's, I think, what separates the Olimar mains. They know when their Pikmin are not of use to them anymore. They're like, get out, You go back to the onion, you send them back into the onion, you get what you need out of the ship, which is 100 purple Pikmin.
100 purple Pikmin and maybe a blue one right there if I'm feeling a little crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, immediate Nair out of shield right here. The tummy time is definitely going a little long this winter here.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we're seeing the survivability of K. Rool being huge in this case that NAD79 is having to deal with, but that big body can be a detriment to you as Mario being able to get those up air strings into the forward air to get those spikes. Much easier to get out of a character like K. Rool with a huge body. That up smash not getting out of the spot dodge, just run away.
I mean, honestly, if you're willing to roll the dice and play that close on Mario, I mean, you kind of asked for it. Did burn the jump. There's the air dodge. And yes, getting the crocodile feet right there. We're moving this one to another game of Troy able to hang on here on loser's side round 3.
Yeah, being able to get rid of that double jump and just force your opponent just into a terrible situation. They have to use that air dodge to make it back because Mario does not have that good horizontal recovery. Unless he does cape to float a little bit, but then you're just sitting duck for whatever they have in end lag.
Yep.
Kind of got checkmated in that case. So Troy gets another chance at life in this game 4. We're seeing where they're going. It's going to be Hollow Bastion.
Yeah, burning that jump maybe just a little too early. Got to make sure your resources are kind of utilized a little bit more carefully off stage. But still potential final game for Troy, but I'm seeing some newfound confidence. Jesus Christ, this big boy season. Let's go.
Yeah, that is a huge start for Troy, and especially, again, playing as certain characters where it's I need to hang on to my double jump because, if I waste it, I'm kind of just sitting duck. I really don't have that issue because I play Sora, so just being able to get a jail free card, but I forget that how many characters in this game have that issue of I need to actually conserve my resources. And Troy, as you were saying before, being able to have huge momentum going into this game 4 on Hollow, getting a stock immediately. Ooh, okay, that could have been a forward air to bring it right back, NAD79. However, Troy is able to hang on with 48%, using down air to cover the roll in, and it's just, this is a change of momentum that's just you did not see earlier in the set.
I just feel like of all the heavy characters, K. Rool is one of the few, maybe if the only one that can really tussle up close. Notably, due to the weight system, of course, this character lives forever. Then, of course, you have the armor on some of your options, but I believe it was the last patch for Ultimate, or maybe the patch before, where Nair and down air got really, really good. And I mean, those two ingredients right there is all a big character needs to approach. Hey, I can short hop Nair in, and you can't do anything about it, even if we trade. I mean, sure, I'll eat some of the damage, but I'm still in my animation, and you're not in yours. I'm chilling right now.
Yeah, and I believe Sides brought that up yesterday, that it was one of the last patches, like you said, being that Nair getting buffed, and that's what K. Rool needed because it's such a great landing tool because it trades in K. Rool's favor most of the time, unless you have that disjoint.
Oh, yeah.
But we're seeing right here, NAD79 really going in, pushing this back to an even game, potentially even finding a kill with this Rage. Not quite. That's going to be great DI coming out from Troy, but this is not the momentum that we were seeing at the beginning of this game 4.
No, absolutely not. This is starting to go anything but well right here for Troy here. Troy has to figure out a way to stay out of this deficit. Nothing off the up tilt. Like the presence of mind, though, just a little misposition.
Amazing DI. Yeah, amazing DI, being able to hang on at 160, but it is going to be the back throw with Max Rage taking out Troy. NAD79 will be taking the lead once again, but Troy needs to find a stock here to push it back to even. He saw how easy it was to have that lead slip away from him against Mario. So he's got to find it right here, wasting the air dodge, but not getting punished for it.
Okay, NAD79 Dancing circles right now. Falling up air in general is just very safe on shield. Even if you shield it, what the hell are you going to do right here when you're stuck in the vortex into the corner? Okay, tummy time on the way back. I'm shielding that. It's a little bit different when you're in the deficit and you're going for Nair. I know you're desperate to go for an attack versus when you're just trying to extend a lead.
Yeah, this is not the same game that we were seeing at the beginning. Troy now at 120, and Nads is still hanging on, getting caught with a big crocodile fist and losing that stock. But 160 and getting so much damage and percent, turning around the momentum in game 4.
Nah, this is actually kind of crazy. Oh, that's yours. Okay, reflects the crown.
Yeah, K-Rool without crown, definitely scary because, you know, that is your main projectile because you're not using blunderbuss that much. 150, we're looking for up smash here. Nad79 trying once again.
Oh my God, using some safe options on the approach too. A lot of fall away forwarders, a lot of fall away nairs. Very safe stuff. Command grab, I love the idea. I'm still too big.
He's gonna be trying to use this. He tried to use the super armor crown to survive the back air, but Nad79 waited for it and
Almost
just cashed
like,
out later.
What would have happened if we would have just dipped down even further? Like, had we just went just a little lower? I mean, Mario can't go quite as low as K-Rool can, so even if he gets back to the stage, if I'm helicoptering on the way back up, what is Mario going to do? I mean, I guess you can run off Nair and trade with me, but
I guess
at that percent, you'd be hit you'd be hit just far away enough where you wouldn't be able to come back and get a a follow up. You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah, and I also think that you're risking K-Rool not even going for the crown at that point and just going for a Nair, and you just boop boop died.
Yeah, that's
like,
true.
I don't know if it was a great thing to do, but however, it did work out. It did work out. But I think with the idea that you had another game to play around with and seeing how the momentum where you were so far behind and you were able to push it back all the way to that, I would feel confident in, oh yeah, I'm fine to take this to a game 5.
I'm just chilling, right? Wow, well, great stuff right here to everybody we just seen. Are we still on?
We
swapping? Okay.
Okay.
Well, hey, I gotta give it to you, Gamma. This was a great time, man. You are awesome. Look, I say it all the time, anytime I work with new people, but hey, I mean, you guys, if you like what you heard, you see me at a lot of stuff, but let's get Gamma to some events too. I mean, all the commentators you're hearing this weekend are all great. They're all ready for those super regionals, those majors, those international events. You know what I'm saying? If we got the budget, let's get some new people to these gigs. You know, everybody I've worked with this weekend has been nothing short of phenomenal. I want to see more faces on the mic, you know?
I'm very happy to hear that. And I'd love to come out to more events. I'm looking to do more travel now that I have abilities to take time off of work and still get paid from that.
Yeah, hell yeah.
So
hell
yeah, going to be going to a lot more, staying a little bit local, maybe trying to get some out of region events. I still have not had my first one yet.
Okay.
Maybe this year. I think 2025 is the year.
2025 is the year for a lot of things, friends. Okay, we're getting new directs for games potentially coming out in the future. So I'll make sure that the community's in a good spot when the next game comes out. Let's get more commentators on the mic. All right. With that in mind, friends, I think we're going to throw it to a quick break. We're going to swap off here, but when we come back, we got some more Ultimate action coming your way right after this. Peace.
Battle. Ultima. 3, 2, 1, go!
What's up, everyone? I am Mochi here with ByDots, and we are quad streaming, tri streaming. Ypsilanti, Michigan. Diamond Dust 2, top 16. We got one game in the top left that is about to get underway. Top right just got underway with Twitchy taking the first stock over Gobakepi, and the bottom left has been underway for probably 20 minutes with Lazy Zach and Symphonies. How are you doing today, ByDots?
Man, I'm here, man. I'm ready. I'm ready to get into some action. We got a lot of stakes here. We have some loser side, top 32, top 16. People really want to make top 8, get to that main stage, and we're going to strike while the iron's hot right here, this top left corner, get right into it. Haunter GV down a game already against Rob, the Snake player.
True as steel as Haunter. GV wants to get more of that into his kit, getting more of that iron and sending it more toward Rob. I think that's what we're going to focus on as that one just started. We'll update the other ones as they get interesting, if they do, with Sonic in the bottom, where he belongs. And then...
True. True.
But it is looking to be, I don't know, when it comes to Steve and Snake in this matchup, it is a lot of, pulling grenades, waiting for Steve to finish the... Oh, never mind. Just turning it around and making the effort not as fruitless as it seemed it would be with the back air as well. Iron does not hold anything to that back air of Snake. Oh, my goodness.
Wow. Yeah, no, you're absolutely right about that, and going to get right into it as well. Haunter trying to even it up and does as well. That forward air, going to get the spike, and now it's dead even once again here in the middle of Pokemon Stadium 2, and that's going to be the pace of this match as a whole, I feel. Like it's going to be, who's going to be able to get the first stock, but the other player is going to even it out like immediately, I feel like. It's not going to be a huge lead for either side here. It's going to be like, dead even for the majority of the match.
Absolutely. It is tough. It is a tough matchup, it feels like, for Snake. But Rob being very, very talented and coming all the way from Guatemala, Haunter, GV taking another stock with the back air. It's Steve always dictates the tempo of a game. And Snake would also love to do the same thing, but Steve just does it a little bit better with the blocks, mining, and having probably the best kit in the game. It's looking like a pretty tough and long, large hill for Rob to climb.
Yeah, no, you're definitely right about that, but he's doing what he can here, getting a little bit of nickel and diming. I mean, it adds up over time. He definitely has the piggy bank, the sock, whatever he has in his drawer with the loose chain. She's got him all the way up to 114, but now it's going to come back to bite him. Haunter GV finding these two big openings. He's already at 51, and that's quite a bit when you're fighting the block man.
Yeah, I mean, when it comes to nickel and diming, Rob is 2008 inflation, and Steve is 2025 inflation.
Yeah, right.
And hitting like the recession is that forward air of Steve stealing, taking the game to evening at 1 apiece. And on the other side, right next to it, Gobakepi going very even with Twitchy. Got a last hit situation already. Olimar Isabel up throw, not quite close, but not quite. Got to get back to the stage with Twitchy. Side B going to do it. Up air's missing. Up smash is missing both ways, but the big swing in purple Pikmin in the middle of the stage, cleaning up that second game for Gobakepi, up 2-1 against Twitchy, and Lazy Zach takes the game over Symphonies. Back to game 3 between Rob and Haunter GV. We got a lot going on.
Scott Hansen, watch out. Oh, my gosh. This guy's a natural.
I told you, this is my dream.
Job.
It is my dream to be able to do something like that, and being able to TriCast. Shout out to the entire team. And Team 1 MS, Twitch.tv, doing a great job with the Tri-Stream, and Ayo doing our ads reads for us in the bottom right. Go to wall purchase, sign up. Then so we got Twitchy going the Dark Pit, a man after my heart. It's the Isabel and the Pit player. I couldn't ask for more.
Yeah, what a combination, honestly. I mean, Pitt and this is a Southeast classic. I mean, obviously Twitchy is from the Carolinas. We're not sure which one, to be honest with you, but from the Carolinas, these are characters that aren't common, I feel like, in the greater U.S. scene as a whole. But in the South, we have a few Pitts. We had a couple Isabels. They're sneaky. They hide around every once in a while. And as far as co-mains, this is unique for sure, but
I mean, it's not like you're covering nothing with Isabel, and you're covering maybe three other characters with Pitt. And yeah, Gomo taking advantage. Pitt is not a very good character. He's too honest for his own good, is what I always say. Like, he doesn't have any of those ridiculous hitboxes. Palutena took them all. He doesn't have any of those ridiculous kill moves. Palutena took them all.
Absolutely,
like, the
right.
best thing he has going for him is like really good neutral, a pretty decent recovery that's even though exploitable with no hitbox on it, and that side B right there.
Wow.
That specifically the Dark Pit side B sending horizontally instead of vertically. And the Dark Pit arrows, but Zachary was the one that really brought Pit to prominence, and it looks like Twitch is trying to do a little bit of the same.
Yeah, absolutely. Keep the character relevant as possible. A little bit of a mountain here to climb. I mean, you're keeping some damage on the Almar. Very weird character, not common at all. You know, you see 3 Almars. Anytime you see an Almar in your bracket path, it's just like, you know, you never want to run into it.
Yeah, small, big nose, hitbox not like it should be, but that hitbox pretty close, and getting that neutral get up. We do have Candle in the Midwest, specifically from Wisconsin, making huge moves, and Goma taking another stock, and here big damage with these up airs, closing it off at 46-63. We ain't done. We still open.
Yeah, Goma Kempe definitely looking to get a Southeastern team kill here. Just coming off a win against Pajarito from Tennessee. Looking to make lightning strike twice here against Goma Kempe from the Carolinas. Really put on for the Midwest. In the heart of the Midwest, you know, Yggdrasil, Mississippi.
Yeah, it's a tough, like that back air. Oh my gosh, big swinging. Purple Pikmin, really heavy. Like that's a chunky guy. And I'm surprised that Almar even has the strength to pull him out of the ground and pull out a 3-1 lead over Twitchy. Losers round 3 taking a spot, I believe, in Losers top 16. And the other 2 matches currently going on are still 1-1. That matchup went way faster than the other 2. Duh. Like, we're looking at Steve Snake and Terry Sonic. So
yeah. Right, yeah. One of these is going to be faster than the other, and it's certain. I actually am really interested to see how Symphonies can handle this. I think Terry's kind of fun to watch. Might be a little bit of wide delirious brain rot, but I definitely think that Terry can be interesting. I mean, he can kill you at the drop of a hat, especially right now he's at 100. Like, this game is low-key even. Like, if he takes the stock like that,
there we go.
It is even. I mean, all it is 1, maybe 2 neutral wins, and we're looking at a Game 3 win for Symphonies. At least he's not going to have to be playing on the back foot for the rest of the set.
Yeah, and being off stage, wow, spot dodge into a powerful up smash, not taking it. And we still got Rob taking a game over Haunter GV. We still see that up there. I got eyes, and that's still happening. It just because it's Steve doesn't mean I am contractually obligated to talk about it, because it did happen. But Lazy Zach and Symphonies coming down to the wire, has not taken any percent, has Lazy Zach, but there's that start.
Lazy Zach knows, man. All he needs to do is mess up one time, and he's dead.
Oh
my God. Jumps for the downer, looking for the other one. Not going to clip with the 2-frame quite yet. Weak back air, not going to kill either. Oh, the American air dodge.
Yikes, that's a very horizontal air dodge.
Yeah, absolutely. The worst possible time. Why was his finger even near the R button there?
I mean, probably to like air dodge.
Maybe.
Like,
sure.
Diagonally. But
he was so low, though.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably, like, to me, it's better than trying to perfectly space an up B with,
I agree,
with Sonic's back air that's looming on the ledge. Like, if you get hit with that, you die.
Right. Damned if you do, damned if you don't, I reckon.
Yeah, it's like, you will not kill me, I will do it myself.
Yeah.
Like, that's how we're dealing with this. And, Hollow Bastion is the choice for Game 4. We got 2 2-1 sets on top of each other.
That's right. We got a pair of real matches on the left side of the screen. And on the right side of the screen, we got Summer of Love 3 happening at Eastern Michigan University, as well as Walpurgis happening over in Kalamazoo, Michigan, over to the left.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of all things Eastern Michigan, and a big fan of seeing Symphonies do it. And also Pressure Point. I got to get my passport still, and August is a cool month. So you should go to Pressure Point in Canada, get your passports so you don't have to deal with real ID shenanigans.
Yeah, I hate real ID shenanigans, bro. It's gonna be very funky. Everyone, go to your local post office. Get your passport. Show them the birth certificate. It'll be fine. It's easy.
Find your birth certificate.
Yeah, call that family member you haven't talked to in a few months.
Call your mom. She misses you.
Yeah, exactly. Her too.
Yeah. Buster Wolf evening up the percent. Oh my gosh, I don't know how that Power Geyser didn't connect. Sonic, Lazy Zach, and deciding to quickly run away and just spin dash away from Terry the man in the red hat. It's a general rule of thumb to avoid men in red hats. It's kind of just becoming a thing. But running kind of all over back throw for Symphonies, getting that offstage interaction, seeing how Lazy Zach going to get back to the stage. Still got go meters, so this stock could disappear in an instant.
Yeah, no, the Go Monster's definitely out to play. The Nightlight's gone out. He's out from under the bed. He's ready to scare everybody in the room. But that horrible DI, not going to kill him quite yet. Has to find his way back to the stage. Untechable back air, and that's really big for Lazy Zach because that's a big stock lead. All he has to do is kind of run away for a while and just hold on to this lead.
Yeah, it's huge. And there we go. Rob got
another
a 3-1
huge lead.
Rob got a 3-1 lead. We chilling. As long as it ain't Steph Curry in 2016, we chilling.
Yeah, I was going to say Warriors fans in 2016.
Yeah. Down B not taking the stock on 100%. Sonic, good DI. Ooh, spin dash directly into the loving arms, loving fist of Terry. Even stocks, and I assume Lazy Zach is going to slow the pace down as Rob is able to land a C4 3 stock over Hunter GV.
Yes, that's absolutely right. Closing it out over the Guatemalan native, flying all the way out here, nothing to sneeze at. Great performance from Haunter, but gonna go out at the same placement as the loser of this set. Symphony's 1 game away, 1 stock away from losing, looking to avoid that happening, wants to force game 5, looking to right here in a perfect position to do so. Not gonna hit that down air though.
Okay. Landing with the Nair. Ooh, Lazy Zach getting on stage, controlling the center, not letting Symphonies do anything. Nah, you don't land. No
Don't
landing.
land.
No landing for you. Your ground privileges have been revoked. The feet of Terry have not touched the stage in over 30 seconds. Finally able to land something.
That's right. Misses the forward air as well. Now we know what the situation here is now. It's just going to be Lazy Zach doing everything in his power to keep him from making it back to stage, and he's going to with the forward air, and that's a 3-1 victory for Lazy Zach, moving on to the loser's bracket.
Yup, and Sonic continuing to express dominance over FGC characters. Tough matchup.
Very tough.
For Terry. I see Sonic quite often. There's a lot good Sonics in the Midwest. Other commentator Pow Pow knows about everything there is to know about Sonic. Lazy Zach, and then Tony Z Tank, who's also here. I am not privy to how he's doing the bracket. But then Sonic, obviously a prominent character in the current meta, fallen a little bit from grace since Sonic has. I don't think Sonic has been to do too much recently. So it's that guy that's pushing the meta, and then the rest of us. Not us. The rest of Sonics. The rest of the Sonics.
I was gonna say, don't put that on my name.
He's like, hey man, I'm not good. I'm not smart enough to deal with to figure out Sonic. The character is so technical and difficult. This ain't even a soft launch of a take. This is a hard. This is a fresh off the skillet.
Hit it.
Striking while the iron's hot. True as steel take. Sonic is probably the second or most difficult character to play in this game, aside from Peach Daisy.
Elaborate.
The ways that the ways that spin dash and spin charge are used and utilized throughout a set, the ways that you charge them, the ways that you release them at the angles and different, because you can't just shield cancel them. You have to launch at different angles, launch at different charges, and you use them differently depending on the stage you're on, depending on platforms, depending on matchups. And I'm not doing the justice it deserves as much as my good friend Pow Pow would. So he will talk for hours about Sonic. He's a huge Sonic fan as well, but the character is incredibly technically difficult and very, very good as well. So people may not like it because it doesn't look interesting. It's a lot of spinning.
There's a lot going on behind the scenes. I definitely get it. I'm with you. I just wanted it for the viewers at home who, people not necessarily super privy to what really goes on at the home lives of Sonic mains. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
It's not easy. It's all hard, but Sonic especially is one of those hard characters. And we got 2 other, not the most technical characters in the world here, but pretty difficult. Okay, well, Mario's not that technical. Ryu, though, it's very technical. I'm actually really excited for this set. We saw Nad a lot yesterday during doubles on the stream.
That's just a J. I thought it was a score for a sec.
Yeah, we saw Nad a lot in doubles yesterday. He was a first team, all side stream. So he was on a lot. ICANN, obviously one of the best Ryus in the world, maybe the best Ryu in the world, depending.
Probably.
Certainly one of them for sure. Super strong player. And we're not going to waste any time getting into this set as well. Small battlefield makes a lot of sense for both these characters. They want to be in your face, find those openings. It's going to be both these players, they're both like avalanches, you know what I mean? Like they get that one neutral win, and they're going to like do everything they can with it.
Yeah, absolutely. Aiken coming off of his Chicago Summit victory over Atada and 14 other fantastic Chicago players.
Yeah.
The character of Ryu has been one of those enigmatic characters. Like, is he good? Is he just strong? We shall find out. Aiken has been showing that he's very, very good as a character, and also, like just like that, if you are able to find those openings and find those and recognize those patterns and those habits that your opponent is putting out, you're able to land those back airs and just clean it up.
Yeah, most definitely. That back air is such a strong move. We see it right here again. I mean, it puts you in such a horrible spot off stage. I mean, it really forces your hand into like very uncomfortable recovery situations. And Nad's going to be doing a lot of shield pressure. My goodness. Please watch out.
Yeah, and
let the R button breathe.
When it comes to shield pressure, Ryu is usually the one that's pushing
Yeah,
it.
exactly right. His extremely fast tilt, coming from like the FGC, Street Fighter. I mean, the home of fast moves on block, So it's really fun to see how that transferred over to Smash. That's going to be mad unsafe, though. Huge up smash coming in from Nad, trying to even things out a little bit.
Mm-hmm. I do like this matchup for Mario. I do think it's in Mario's favor because down air specifically is a huge move that starts combos for Nad. Read the roll or the get up. Awesome get up. And it kind of kills focus.
Yeah. Great focus attack. That's going to be the name of the game as well. Mario, it feels like he puts you in a cutscene, Blender, whatever else you've heard on your stream before. If there's any character it's applicable for, it's Mario. You're going to get stuck in those combos for what feels like an eternity. Ryu, though, one quick press of down B, and you're out of there. You can go left, you can go right, you can hit him back, and hit him back. Aiken does. Huge string to the Dragon Punch.
Yeah, that was an awesome call out with jabs. Oh, wow. I thought he was honestly just going to turn it around.
I did too. Oh my goodness, so much damage out of nowhere on Nad. Parries the cape as well. Nad is struggling to find an opening here.
Okay, huge shout out Nad. That F tilt is such a chump check. That's got to be. Like,
it really is.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
He's got to be. Aiken has to be putting out that F tilt as like if you DI it in or don't DI it at all, I get a punish or I get a down air. Nad DIing out, very intelligent and able to survive and grab that back air to to even up stocks. Yeah, you can't be holding that shield.
Definitely not. Almost getting DP'd again there. Great SDI to get out of it though. And now Nad another lease on life. Mario certainly able to make this comeback. All it takes is an up air. It starts with an up air.
And there it is.
Finds another one. Great fair. A dead even. Oh, Aiken has to make it back. Great fireball, though. Is going to force Nad a little further away.
That's going to be an interesting metagame. Yeah. There we go. Nice recovery with the up air. And, up air not letting the Dragon Punch go. And doesn't have a jump.
You hate to see it.
Lost track of the resources. They don't get a bar at the bottom like Steve does. They have to take care. They have to remember it themselves.
And listen, if you're at home, you went 0-2, you didn't realize you lost your jump. It doesn't matter. Hey, look at this. Top 8 qualifier. Everyone forgets it, man. Whether you're in Birmingham, Alabama, Wisconsin, if you're in Epilepsy, Michigan.
It happens to the best of us.
Absolutely.
Really,
anytime, any place, anywhere.
For real. If I don't take my Adderall in the morning, then I'm gonna forget my car keys.
I'm gonna forget I have a jump at all.
Exactly.
I'm just gonna stay grounded the whole time.
Yeah, I'm gonna forget that on that arcade setup in the other room that my jump button just don't work.
Yeah. Oh, is that why you weren't jumping at all?
Oh, I was jumping. My B button didn't work. But
okay.
but the joke was better if I said my jump button didn't work.
I got you. I didn't notice you jump in the other room either. I was like,
I kept getting hit, and then I would just down air. I would just down air with Kazuya and get back.
By the way, really quick, for the uninitiated, in the other room of this convention, there's this guy. He turned his closet door into a 4-player fight stick, and he had a Smash setup we were playing on. It's really sick.
So yeah, a lot of fun, and hope he goes out to more events and shows off his really cool ingenuity.
Oh, he almost killed him there. Back to the match. He almost killed him there with that falling there. He just fell out of the last hit, kind of like a Greninja moment.
I have been a Mario down air truther since week 1 of this game. That move.
Oh yeah.
And since Smash 4 even that move has been so fun and has had so much utility. But in this game, it has been given the power to take stocks.
Yeah.
And nice little spin, cross it up the shield to the back throw. That is the online classic. And now I can survive it. Nad surviving the scuffle? Nah.
Nope.
Jimmy Butler says that at the first and back 5 minutes of each quarter is a scuffle that you have to win in order to keep control of a game. That is how it comes off in the Angel platform and the invincibility. Surviving those interactions where you're just panicking, making stupid decisions, that's when stocks get taken the most, and that's when people feel the dumbest when they lose their stocks. Nad throwing out an unsafe option and Icon taking advantage of it, and here we are back in neutral.
That's right. Dragon Punch for Dragon Punch, you know. Mario's a Shoto, too. A lot of people don't talk about it. Mario, absolutely a Shoto. He's got Fireball. He's got DP. What else do you need?
I guess stronger moves like that.
That is a very strong up B, yes. Ryu has that in droves, and Icon has that in droves as well. Taking the lead back in this game, too, trying to even up the set count, does not want to go down 2-0 to Nad. And Mario in general, Nad especially.
Yeah, could you imagine if Mario could like auto-cancel his up air into a Dragon Punch that kills a
God. Dude, Mario with auto turnaround also?
Honestly,
Miserable.
probably worse.
Maybe, I don't know.
Probably worse because then you wouldn't get back air canceled. And there you go. Yeah, just get to up B immediately cancel into that up B. Sure, you can. Icon taking 2-1 over Nad. Where is it 2-0?
I think it's 1-1.
Well, it's been dominant. I wouldn't be surprised if it was 2-0.
2-0. I believe it's 2-0 actually. Yeah, no,
it
you're
is.
right. You're right.
Shout out Flats. You're on top of it.
Yeah, thank you Twitch chat for keep us honest, man. Do not be a
3, 2, 1, go!
of this, you know what I mean?
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Let these guys play a first to 10 of best of fives, please.
Yeah, the best part about being a commentator is, we watch the game and get to, talk about how fun the game is, and all the players are like, man, I hate this character. I'm like, wow, that sucks for you, bro. I'm having a great time watching that, and I can go back and forth.
Yeah, absolutely. I get to watch Mario Ryu. This is sick. This is wonderful. Yeah.
I love these characters and I love these players. It's been a lot of fun. And Icon's been doing a phenomenal job of recovering with that focus, mixing it up, not letting Nad get any of those edge guards that could be the detriment to Ryu as a character.
Yeah, most definitely. Icon doing a really good job. He's forcing Nad to kill him outright, like he is with that back air on the right side. And we got ourselves a real match here. Nad's starting to fight back. That's how it starts.
Yeah, exactly. 2-1 to Nad, 2-1 in Icon's favor. Not going to be a 3-0, and now we can officially say hot set alert.
Yes, absolutely.
Because
hot set.
The reverse 3-0 is in play. No one likes to see it, but Icon traveling all the way from Chicago, got to come all the way from the other side of Lake Michigan.
So, well, I can think of one person who'd like to see a reverse 3-0.
Yes, I can think of at least one.
Nad79 would love to see a reverse 3-0, but it's going to be hard. You got to fight on Ryu counterpicks twice. Never mind. Maybe they're at the same stages.
Yeah, I think that they like the same stage.
Shotos. That's what it is.
I'd have to ask Icon what he why he would go to Hollow Bastion. He always has a super phenomenal and specific reason for going to each stage. But I know this for a fact that Icon didn't come all the way from Chicago to Ellipsis, Michigan to lose to a Mario in a top 8 qualifier when he's up 2-1. So he's taking a pretty early lead, and now he is continuing to get grabbed by Nad.
Yeah, absolutely. American air dodge into 40% to the dome. You hate to see it, and is adding up to Nad playing out of shield immaculately. I mean, every single time. Iken has just like been loving the hits on shield. No shield needed in that interaction, though. Iken finding the opening he needs, able to take that stock and rack up some more damage really quick, looking for the extra credit. He's going to the office hours. He's doing extra assignments. He's doing his classmates' homework.
Yeah, he's in grad school, so he's really knows how to put in that extra time.
Oh, wow, going all the way out there. I thought he was dead just from my distance.
Yeah, I really stretching the limits of what Ryu can recover from.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, my gosh.
D-Iden?
Yeah, if there's any Ryu Doomers in chat, please tell them to tune in, really focus up on what Ican's doing right here, man. This looks like one of the best characters in the game whenever this guy's at the helm.
Yeah, and gotta be smart with holding on to that up B. Huge! Nad, how do you know to parry that right there? Only the best of the best here at Diamond Dust 2 to know how to parry that part of Ryu's up B.
Yeah, knowing exactly where the hitbox is. Hanging on the ledge a little bit too long. That down smash is going to kill, too. Send him at a disgusting angle.
Gross. Just nasty. And off stage, missing the back air. Now got to make a huge comeback. Down smash, cleaning that. Second stock with a little quick breakdance, wiping the floor. And Iken parry into the big 48% recoil. Yeah, holding down center stage. That's what you do.
That's what you do with Ryu, yeah. Hold down center stage, get a back air every once in a while. You know, that's the Ryu game plan of this game. Just really hope for the best. Oh, great up B out of shield. Nad not giving up quite yet. He knows it's like 2 Mario. We were talking about Ryu combos earlier. It really is just like 2 really good Mario combos away from being a game 5 as well. These up airs are going to rack up a lot of percent.
Iken, seeing Iken on that middle platform. Oh, that's done.
Yeah,
that's good. Yeah. Oh my.
I'm
a liar. I'm a liar. I'm sorry.
Oh my lord! How can we keep it honest when Ican's making it back from the pits of hell?
He saved his jump. I'm upset.
He was all the way down in Ann Arbor.
Yeah. Side beam. Oof. Oh man. Okay.
Ooh.
Yep. Looking for those neutral. What are you doing?
Oh, no punish either. That was like the most punishable down B I've ever seen.
I've never seen gonads like Nad, and in that moment, to just sit there and watch focus. Oh, what an air dodge, and the fading back forward air landing on top of Mario's dome. 2 stocks to a 3-1 lead for Iken, making to top 8. Iken.
That's right. He came for a lot, bro, and he's not done yet. He's got a lot more work ahead of him. He wants to win the gold at this tournament. You know, Diamond Dust 2. That's a big win.
Yeah, it's
a huge win, yeah.
Huge. Iken continuing his reign of dominance. He just continues to be good. Yeah. And the only thing you can just say is Iken.
Iken, absolutely, yeah. One of my favorite players to watch. Genuinely, this guy's so sick.
He's so cool, so good, and that is top 8 qualifier. Got Iken going in. I haven't looked in the bracket in a while, so we're chilling. We're having a good time. It's been so much fun. This has genuinely been one of the more fun events that I've been to in recent events. I love coming out to Michigan whenever I get a chance.
No, legitimate, man. Shout out to Hypnotism, Michigan. I've been having a phenomenal time here. Like, legitimately, this city is really cool. The food's been great. All the people I've met have been really dope. I met a lot of players over there. I got to hang out with Trisket.
Yeah, you're from Alabama, so this is not.
Yeah, no, I know 3 people here.
Yeah,
and one of them's Kevin, the comms manager. So it's like know. Yeah, but I commentated one of Trisket's Wi-Fi events a couple weeks ago, and I got to meet him yesterday. We played doubles in like one of the side brackets. It was really fun. Everyone here is like, it really is like the test of like, you know, we all have the one thing we can talk about, and then you just build off of that. And you find out more things about other people, you know what I mean? You put like some cool personal stuff in your in-game tag, and that's another avenue for conversation. Smash is like the most social esport, I think. It's so easy just to make friends at a Smash tournament. Like, you can fly out. Like, honestly, I'm so serious. Go to your nearest like international airport, book a flight to like any event, like maybe K-Jack Circuit. You can go to K-Jack Circuit coming up soon. It's actually in November. There's some qualifiers at a few regionals leading up to the event. We got a big event happening there, though, in November. So, hey, maybe you'd make some friends there. Maybe at one of our other events, perhaps Fight Club.
What's next?
Honeypot, yeah.
Honeypot.
Even better, yeah.
I'll take Honeypot. I have been to Honeypot 6, 5, and I wish I could have gone to the earlier ones, but Honeypot 7 and Honeypot Hall of Champions. Sign up now, taking place on Honeypot Hall of Champions, Sunday, June 8th, start.gg/honeypothoc. It will be the final event at the Putnam Museum, so if you haven't been to that museum in Iowa, please go to that. It's a cool museum, and it's going to be a hard cap of 250 entrants, and it features a Smash Ultimate Arcadian. June 8th, go to start.gg/honeypothoc, and then on September 19th to the 21st. That's 3 days. That's 3 days with the homies, 3 days with the friends. Honeypot 7 Fireside Tales. You got to go to this one. If any Honeypot has been as good as the last ones, this will be the best one yet. It will be at TPK Sports Complex. Go to Honeypot 7 for the rest of that information.
Yeah, absolutely. And go to Ring Out, too, happening in November. This event's going to be huge. Look at the talent here. Let's talk about it. Mia, Sonics. We're not going to talk about it. We're going to get right into our next set. Never
We're going to talk about it later. We
have until November to talk about it anyways. But right now, we have, I believe that's going to be Loaf.
Loaf and Goma Kempi.
Yeah, Loaf and Goma Kempi. We saw Goma Kempi a few sets earlier as well, really trying to fight his way into that first team, all side stream. And Loaf looking to take two trophies at this event. One doubles yesterday.
Oh, congrats.
So looking to add to the trophy collection a little bit more here by winning singles. Has a road ahead of him as well. Goma Kempi is going to be hard to beat.
Goma, we saw at taking the game over, I believe that was Twitchy. Yes, that was Twitchy. That happened like 20 minutes ago. What were we talking about? But now has to take on Loaf. So Goma Kempi, pretty much, I don't want to say like old head in a mean way, because you can probably say the same thing about me. But Goma Kempi been in the Michigan scene for years, and anyone in the Michigan scene knows, and anyone in the Midwest scene knows this Olimar dabbled with the Mario for a little bit, but now getting down tilt dash attacked by Loaf. Everyone knows Loaf.
Yeah, absolutely. Another down air as well. One of the strongest moves in the kit. We were talking about Mario down air, really living up to the whole Wario, mission statement there. Flip the M upside down, flip the down air upside down. They're both going to kill you. You know what I mean?
In the worst ways imaginable.
Absolutely, yes.
Absolutely. Wario's going to kill you in the worst way imaginable with that down air. And that's going to be actually huge now that you mentioned it, probably because you're so smart and you know this matchup is going to be reliant on Wario taking advantage of Goma Kempi Olimar subject to punish up B.
And what a chase down from Loaf and into the soft waft as well. And Loaf taking a big lead in game one.
Yeah, and big lead kind of don't mean a lot. Oh, never mind. Big lead mean a lot when you got Wario up air.
Most definitely.
Dude, you're just like clapping those Pikmin away. Like, come on, man. That doesn't seem fair.
Listen, he's just at the talent show, you know what I mean? The Pikmin worked really hard to make this the best dang talent show this little town's ever seen. And Wario's just trying to cheer him on, Yeah, and it's not his fault that they melt at the sign of encouragement, you know what I mean?
That's true. The Pikmin gotta be a little bit better under pressure and a little bit better with praise. I mean, if they need to be you know what? I'm not going to go there with that one.
They need to learn to take a compliment. Shout out to Kevin Kapoor.
Exactly. You can learn a thing or two. Both these dudes can learn a thing or two. That's my quote.
Oh, I'm so sorry. We have fidget toys for a reason. We not pull on the hardware. Excuse me.
Oh man. Yeah, and not to. Well, we've been talking, and we haven't even noticed the stock lead that Goma Kempi is staring at.
Yeah, no, it's a hill for sure. Goma Kempi can definitely run it back, though. He's going to need to take this stock right now because Loaf's like a couple seconds away from that soft waft coming back, and that's absolutely going to kill Olimar, with a size 2 shoes at that percent, and not even going to get to kill off the top either. God, Wario's so fat.
Mm-hmm. And he is being Goma is being very careful with his Pikmin lineup, but the red Pikmin back here missing, and the dash attack sealing the stock in game 1 for Loaf in 2-stock fashion.
Yeah, most definitely. Loaf just using all of the best kill options that Wario has. I mean, that down air, we saw the waft into the Oklahoma drill at the very end of that game, running right through Olimar. I don't even know how he made the team, let alone the coach matching him up with Wario.
Yeah, it's like the idea of like just have a really short person on the team, like Kyler Murray, and then just have a really big person snap the ball and then just throw him over the line of
Oklahoma,
scrimmage.
it's Kyler Murray and like Ray Lewis Oklahoma drill. Oh my God! Right into it too. My goodness, vehicular manslaughter into the down air. Holy crap! Loaf, calm down.
Yeah, I'm not sure of all of Michigan's laws, but I'm pretty sure vehicular manslaughter is a problem in all of them.
It's probably a problem in all 50 states, I have to imagine. Anywhere there's roads, there's going to be vehicular manslaughter. It came free with your infrastructure.
Luckily, that wasn't the end of the life for Olimar, but has not even touched Wario, which is not easy to do if you're playing against Olimar. You're always going to take percent in some way, shape, or form. There we go. Finally
Getting a hit. And honestly, though, would you want to touch Wario? No. Me either, right? I mean, look at him.
No shot.
Yeah, he's covered in garlic at all times. You know what I mean? His big pearly whites. At least his teeth are white. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's a vampire's worst nightmare.
Yeah, legitimately. Yeah, God. And that's why there's no vampires in the Mario universe. Wario took care of them all. It's like how spiders are like a necessary evil in like ecosystems or whatever. They take care of all the smaller bugs. Wario's a necessary evil in the Mario universe because otherwise vampires would be rampant.
Nintendo, get on that. Is that why they released? Oh my, never, oh, dude. Yeah. We're talking. Goma has completely reversed this game, and now
it's dead even too. Shout out to Goma Kempi, man. He's able to touch pick. He doesn't even have to touch Wario. He's got little buddies back there that'll do the dirty work for him.
Yeah, I got like purple and red combos going, and that's a tough move. That's a tough Pikmin 3-man lineup to deal with. That's huge.
Oh my God,
damage.
So much damage too. What was that up B for though? Who did he think he was?
Up B. If you up B, it allows you to float, and you can cancel it with an up air.
Really?
Yes,
oh my gosh.
You can cancel all of Olimar's you can cancel Olimar's up Bs with any aerial, and Loaf sealing the stock, evening up at 87% is huge. But Waft does not care about the number.
Not even a little bit.
Farts don't care about your feelings. It is. Olimar is getting grabbed, one up air, and reading the next option, and barely getting out of there with that back air.
Yeah, no, my goodness. Trying to crawl his way back into a lead and literally crawling his way back over to Olimar. You know, that Wario crouch. Letting Wario crawl was such a mistake, dude. He looks so scary.
Yeah, that's the last thing I want to see. That's why sleep paralysis demon is Wario crawling.
My goodness, trying to find his way back in though. He has Waft at the ready. Probably not going to use it quite well. We're looking for it too. The up airs.
Purple up smash clank with Wario up tilt.
That's so huge. Huge like that Pikmin. My goodness.
Fix my game.
That's going to kill. No, it's not. Never mind.
Wrong Pikmin. It was,
Wrong. Yeah,
it was
right.
the white Pikmin back throw.
Yeah. Dude, he got so mad at the white Pikmin for not killing. He threw him away. You see that?
He's like, you're of no use to me. I don't want to play with you anymore.
Go to the gym.
Oh my gosh, and the waft doesn't even matter
goodness.
how close he is to it, and he takes that stock.
Right.
0-0 last stock of champions, if you will. And now we got the bike and one Pikmin on Wario. Okay, big combo.
That's huge. That's huge damage for Loaf. Gonna try and drag Goma Kempi as far away as he can. I mean, the thing about Olimar, that recovery is really good. Those Pikmin will slow him down, but Big Joe finally making his appearance back on the stage. He's going to try and space Loaf out. He knows Loaf's going to want to get in, but I feel like Goma Kempi is going to want to try and take the stock sooner than later because that soft waft is going to get the kill too, especially off the top, like Loaf is fishing for.
More damage. That soft waft is looking worse and worse, more and more scary. Got to get back to the stage. Missing the down air Loaf. Now you got to deal with Goma Kempi edge guarding. And nope, here's the reverse. Mirror that back. Loaf reading the rolls. Jab 1-2. Oh my gosh.
Wow. Whew. Hanging on that platform too. Goma Kempi's doing such a good job of keeping this even.
With the blue and the purple Pikmin, knowing which one is up next, and got the white now just to get a little bit more chip damage. That blue Pikmin up smash becoming more and more of a threat. Only two Pikmin now, purple and blue, but the smack to the dome. Wario does not care about purple Pikmin, and he will send this to a game 3 in 2-0 fashion.
Yeah, the biggest, meatiest claws this game could ever conjure up. Wario forward tilt. I mean, it covers so much, too. I mean, at 2 frames, it does everything for you. 2 frames, it just covers everything. It covers Olimar's whole body, really.
It looked like it came out just a touch faster than Olimar's F smash.
Yeah.
And now going to game 3.
Tilts and skill moves, man.
No shot, dude. I won the raffle.
Actually?
Yeah.
That's so funny. Oh, my God. You just entered that before the block, too. Everyone, congratulate Mochi for winning. What'd you win?
I don't really know. It says, congratulations, your ticket was pulled in the silent raffle. Go to the venue to claim your prize. But I got better things to do right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
Yeah,
listen. I got till 9 p.m. It's not a big deal. We're chilling.
Who needs a headset when I got Olimar Wario on my monitor? I'm at home. I'm right where I need to be, man. Ipsy Dipsy, Michigan. I'm home.
I've never had more fun here. It's. Man, that just made my day that much better. This has already been such a fun weekend for me. I've never been.
I know. Didn't even know you could improve it anymore, but here it goes.
Exactly. Yeah, the only thing that would make this better is if Goma Kempi won a game, and I really want that to happen.
Yeah.
Looking pretty primed and does take that first stock.
That's right. I mean, against Wario, I mean, every commentator and their mother has said it before. I mean, against Wario, a good Wario specifically, you're pretty much starting down a stock already with that waft as a threat. But taking that stock, I mean, right now it's an even game, especially if you can add more damage to this stock. But right now, only 28. That's peanuts in this economy.
Yeah, it's kind of tough that Goma keeps landing with those with a forward air on Loaf shield and then immediately trying to go for a grab, and Loaf is definitely catching on to that. It's still very even, and you have to be very safe against Olimar, but having that little nugget of information, knowing what Goma wants, and yeah, that was not great DI on that dash tag.
Dinner's ready DI, you know what I mean? He didn't want his steak to get cold.
No, I mean, he got to stop at the Big Sky Diner. Like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, shout outs. That was a really good
that was a pretty good meal.
That was a really good breakfast.
It's no Waffle House, but I'll take it. You know what I
wouldn't know.
We'll get you down one day.
Yeah, eventually. I will make my way down south. Where it's a little warmer than it is in February.
Absolutely, yeah, man. Goma Kempi trying to get away from down south, though, down 2-0 in this set, looking for a big hit. Oh, Love one to close that stock out immediately with that wall. He knows the stakes here. He's already down a lot of percent as well. He's going to burn that. Oh, tries for the dash attack again.
And that was so smart, knowing that you can go for a little bit of an overextension that Goma Kempi does not have a Pikmin on the
Chew
ready.
him up.
And
Oh, my goodness.
Only got
Boots to his face. How do you even get out there?
You're going to kick him in when he's only got one friend next to him?
Unreal, yeah. Shouts to Big Joe, though, man. He stands by his homie at all costs.
Oh, okay. He's only got one little guy, one very terrified looking Pikmin that is scared, and now he's got 2 more friends. Only one more of them. He's got this is a big damage for Wario, almost taking the stock in the set, but throw the bike at him, and he's got a little bit more. Yeah, my voice is going just like Goma in this set. It's looking rough for Goma.
Right. If Goma has any silver lining here, is that Waft is offline, seemingly for the rest of this set. This comeback is certainly doable, and it's going to be necessary to continue this set. Goma Kempi wants to go to distance, wants to continue this set, wants to be on the stream even more, maybe even the mainstream if he can get there, but has to take this stock and then 6 more against Loaf.
Yeah, and starting just a little bit of getting a little bit of damage. Yellow, blue, purple. He's got that kill combination of Pikmin ready. He needs a damage combination, but 66 is pretty good. Whistle for your armor, and that it will show up. Not getting chomped. No Pikmin, no friends. There they are. Where'd they come from?
Dude, he had to whistle 3 times for him to show up. My goodness.
It's like, dudes, did you not hear that? Please. No, the purple, no match for the shoulder. Man, Packers need a linebacker. Get this man in some pads. Good Loaf, 3-0 to put himself into top 8. Goma Kempi out at 9th.
Out at 9th, nothing to sneeze at. Great run from Goma Kempi, just a little bit too much. A little too much to handle there. Honest to God, though, I did not know that Whistle had armor.
Really?
There's a lot of learning opportunities here in Slippy.gg, Michigan.
Yes, I mean, you can learn a lot anywhere, and like Upsy Daisy, Michigan is my favorite place to learn new things.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, that was the last one for us, and but we got a lot to read for you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Summer of Love 3. I did this one yesterday, and it was a lot of fun to do that one. But Summer of Love 3, presented in partnership with EMUSC and Eagles Gaming. Summer of Love 3, 3 years in the making. That's what the 3 means. And you get to go to the beloved tournament, and the series is back, featuring brackets for both Ultimate and Rivals. Go to the QR code and learn more. Sign up. Sounds great.
That's right here in town as well. Ripley's Believe It or Not, Michigan. So if you're local, please come out to that event. That's going to be really fun. As well as over in the west side of the state, we got Wall Purchase happening on May 10th at the Kalamazoo Expo Center. That's going to be a really fun event. All best of 5, that's always huge. Seeing all best of 5 is like a 10 times more likely I'm going to that event.
Yeah, we get way more VODs.
Exactly. Yeah, I want I'm an extra game merchant, bro. I need the extra game.
Yeah, that one more gamer. That's for us, and we get more VODs to review and more stuff to add to our reel.
That's exactly right. More things to talk about as well. So please go to that event and give us some things to talk about at this one too. Pressure Point happening in Windsor, Ontario. Get that enhanced driver's license, I believe, is a thing you can get as well.
The passport as well.
The passport is the big thing, though. Please get a passport, everybody. It's really a good time to get a passport, I think.
Yeah, go to Canada, get a passport, maybe stay in Canada. Who knows?
Yeah, stay specifically August 16th, 17th. Go to this event. This looks really sick. A lot of games. My God, this is like every fighting game.
Yeah, and they're all fun.
Absolutely. 9 out of 10 of them are fun. You guys at home can figure out which one I'm talking about. But please go to the Saints Esports Nexus Arena. That's going to be a really fun event. I can't wait for that one.
What we got next?
Cost.
Oh, buddy, cost. No word. The amount of words necessary for this is the amount of words that we have been given to read off. They're on the screen for you. Start.gg/cost 2025. Don't want to miss it. All the information is at that start.gg link. So go to that and get your information. Sign up.
That's going to be huge, man. Please go to Cost. It's such a fun event from everyone who's told me about it. Got a few more, I believe, as well.
No, we can just keep ripping them off.
Yeah, we can rip them off, man. That's all?
That's it?
That's it. All right.
Man.
Well, hey, everyone, please stay tuned. Go over to the mainstream as well. We have a few more qualifiers before we get into top 8 of this tournament. Mochi, it's been a hell of a block. I've had a great time here at Diamond Dust 2 in Pee Pee Poo Poo, Michigan. It's been a phenomenal time. Thank you all so much for watching. Please go to that mainstream. Great sets coming forward. Mochi, anything you want to say?
Yip yip.
Yip yip.